What's up, everybody? How's it going? Sorry, my kid is fucking losing her shit, so I wasn't paying attention. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show. I seen a couple of things tonight. We'll talk about it real quick. Seen a couple of things tonight. Seth Rollins isn't dead, everybody. That was a fake account. I think he was actually meaning that Seth Rollins' career is dead. Because of look at how he's been booked over the last 4 or 5 months now. I mean, so Seth Rollins really isn't dead. I know there's a tweet out there. It was trending there for a little bit, but he's not dead. I know they're having a contract signing. I get it. I know they're having a contract signing between Seth and Braun Strowman tonight. So that's pretty much all I've seen so far today. How's everybody doing? I've got Bobbitt, Trek, Basement, Ronnie, Heather. And then you can hear the little fucker sitting next to me. Just being a shit. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good for the holiday.
I'm good.
Doing good. Yeah, she's kind of not feeling well. Okay. She's not feeling too well today. She has boogers flying down her nose and shit, but that's all right. She seems to be feeling better. Was not feeling good last night at all because the end of the trip. It wasn't even the beginning of it. It was the end of the trip. She just, oh my goodness. It was like the end of the world.
There she is.
It was like end of the world, wasn't it? So, yeah. Feeling better? Okay. Back at you, little shit. Feeling better? You gonna say hi to everybody? There she's waving. That's her wave.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
She's saying words now, kind of. I mean, she's not. She's I don't know. I think I don't know came out of her mouth the other day. I do. Shut the fuck up, Trek. I'm just kidding. Yes, started saying that. But yes, Aaron. If you fucking ask me if you're go get something to eat, I'm gonna fucking come through. Don't call you Big Slow no more. Okay, we will call you Chance. We will call you Chance from now on. And she is waving hi to you. She sees herself in the screen, so she's looking at herself on YouTube right now, waving at herself. So anybody heard anything today as to what's going on? I mean, I haven't really heard anything about anything much.
The only thing I saw was Liv Morgan put a video out where she's cutting the pink out of her hair, so I guess that's the start of her.
She needs an update, and I don't mind it. I honestly don't. I don't mind it. I think they're going to give her a push. Her promo that she cut when she lost to Charlotte says a lot. I think they're going to make her a babyface, and they should make her a babyface. I don't know why they had her as a heel before. I'm not going to shit on it. I mean, she didn't do bad as a heel, but what's that?
Do you want to talk about Casey, or do you want to say that?
Casey.
Adams are on.
Oh, yeah, well, we can talk about that, but we'll talk about it on Friday, too. Casey Catanzaro has to quit wrestling. I don't know why. No, she quit. She is done wrestling. She can't wrestle. She's apparently injuries. She has injuries that are just too much for her. Dude, she's like only 100 pounds, so she's not, doing well. I know that, and we're gonna get off on a tangent here. Kylie Ray from AEW, same thing. She quit wrestling, shut down her Twitter, shut down. And I agree with you, Horny Goat. She could learn something from fucking Casey. Rey Mysterio could. We'll talk about AEW, but I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, show. I mean, it did what it was supposed to. Some of the booking decisions, like the finish to the championship match, the decision to have, and we talked about this, the decision to have Jericho win was the right decision. It's how he won that match that it just did not fly with me. I mean, he kicks out of a fucking code breaker and then dies essentially to a blow to the face. I mean, it wasn't even that hard of an elbow. I don't buy into I didn't like the finish of that. Probably the best match of the night was, for me, was probably. Yeah, I know.
Hi.
I don't even know what there really wasn't a best match for me, to be honest with you. I mean, the championship
I like the
match
triple threat.
the triple threat.
That Darby Allin, I'm telling you, before he's 30, he's
Hold
gonna
on, who?
Darby Allin.
Fuck that guy. I didn't care for that match at all. Nope. But go ahead.
But I mean, by the age of 30, that man's either going to be crippled or seriously injured.
How old is he now?
22, I believe.
Next week he'll be crippled. I can't get behind that shit. I cannot. And this is why. Jimmy Havoc, he's what, 37, 38 years old? He's at the end of his career. He don't give a fuck. He's going to take bumps like that. I'm fine with it. Joey Janela is 24. They're two young guys, and they're pigeonholing these guys into that gimmick of death matches. Stop with the death matches. They don't do anything. It's gonna kill somebody, and if it kills somebody, you're gonna have to stop fucking doing it. But that's just me. I'm not into that stuff, so that match was. I give that a dud out of 10 for me.
I didn't mind the Battle Royal either. I mean,
the Battle Royal was the right decision. I didn't like how well I did. If they were gonna book it, they might as well go all the way with her. Yeah, just whatever. The Jericho match was good. I just didn't like the finish.
Was Scarlett O'Hara refereeing?
No, that's what killed me in that match. And we talked about it. Well, you keep reaching for stuff. I can't have you up here. Me and Basement, I was sitting there. We were actually at Gina's watching that match and watching Aubrey. Yes. Yeah, everyone should shit on the fucking main event because the female referee fucking ruined it for me. She kept on fucking she was like the center of attention in that match. That's not where the center of attention should be. The center of attention should be on the two competitors.
Well, I told Austin that her reactions were kind of like Renee and Beth Phoenix on commentary. She was doing the facial expression. She was jumping.
Yeah, she was doing. This is what, like, somebody would slap, like Chris Jericho would slap Paige in the face, and she'd go. It's like, why? Why? We don't need you to react. We need you to be the referee. It's like she was feeling the punches from whoever. Mostly from Jericho on Paige, but I didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the overall show, I mean, I gave it like a 7 because, I mean, I liked some of the wrestling in it. The Shawn Spears Cody match, I liked Kenny. I'm partial because it's Kenny Omega, but I liked the Kenny and Pac match.
That was another thing that I didn't like. Basement, did you finish watching it?
Yes, I watched the whole thing.
Okay, my problem with the matches was the placement of some of the matches. And where the Kenny Omega match was,
yeah.
If it would have been a little more quicker paced, I wouldn't have minded it being there, but that needs to be more in the middle of the show or towards the end. You know what I mean? Because you got to get that build. But the finish of the match was okay.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm not going to agree. I did not like the finish.
Well, I didn't like the finish either, but but I mean, some of the move sets and stuff like that with Pac and even with Kenny on some of them, to me, it looked like they had some chemistry to a point, and then some of it was botched. I mean, I did see a couple flaws.
Oh yeah, there was like 4 or 5 botches in that match.
Yeah,
but with matches like that, they're gonna.
But see, I'm not gonna sit here. You can't really say that because back in the day, They didn't have these guys working together constantly like they do now. It's choreographed. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't see.
Yeah, I mean, you can see at some points, like even outside the ring, when they were laying, they were talking to each other, or when they were throwing each other into the ring. Like the one spot, I did see the communication where Kenny Omega went down, and then Pac kind of landed on his feet,
right?
Which nobody expected that to happen, and then kind of like in the corners, like they were trying to rest and into each other. You could see. That's the other thing. The camera work needs really to be a little bit more crisper.
But for me, the resting and the laying on the floor in the match that early, in a match that early, they shouldn't be. That's why I didn't. The wrestling was good again, but I did not like the finish. Or I didn't like the placement of that match.
It shouldn't have been that early in the match.
Yeah, well, I was surprised when the music hit. I was like, oh my gosh.
What did you think, Basement? What did you think of the placement?
I thought that not only that match, but the ladder match taking place right before the main event and being such a spectacle with a huge amount of big spots, and then have the last match be more of akin to an old school brawler type match. I mean, you do that multiple nights and you take the crowd out of it. I think it worked in their favor just having this in a single pay-per-view, and they haven't done one in a while, and it's kind of like in a bubble, but this is the problem that they're going to face long term if they book that way.
Yep. I mean, I would have much rather have had I wouldn't have had the triple threat. The ladder match probably should have been second or first. The Young Bucks don't need to be the undercard to the main event all the fucking time.
And there are other ones that those ladder shots and falls and stuff like that, a lot of that could have been, avoided on some of it, because that one spot where they landed, I guess it was where that ladder bent with the table, and that had to have hurt. I mean, he did lay outside for quite a while.
Not only that, we're fucking. Who was it? Nick or his brother?
Matt Jackson. He's the one that has the back problem.
Yeah.
Him taking that bumps like that, he's not going to be much longer.
The one that got his foot caught on the top rope when he went through the
double
table spot.
I think that was Matt.
He could have sheared off his ear right there.
Look, there are too many high spots for me. I think there's a time and a place for yes, the ladder match needs high spots, but make the ladder the focal point of the match. Then.
But there's a time and a place for a ladder match, and it's not for titles that aren't even part of your company.
That's true, and that's
like that. That just shouldn't have happened.
That is another failure. That is another failure for me. We'll talk about it more on Friday. Let's talk about NXT UK. We didn't even watch it. I watched one match. We watched the main event.
And it took an hour.
It took an hour. Tyler Bates should have died within the first 5 minutes of that fucking match. I mean, he after about the 33rd fucking false finish in that match, I just quit giving a shit. Quit caring. Because I'm not a fan of the multiple continuous false finishes. There's no way that Tyler Bates should have survived that match. He should be dead. Literally. That's just me, though.
I didn't see the match.
Yeah, it wasn't. If it would have been like a 10-15 minute match, I think it would have been better.
Well, I heard a lot of praise about it and everything. It's just like, I don't know, for me, like Walter, I just no. He might be able to put on a good match with a competitor like Tyler Bate, but it's still like, I fucking hate Walter, man.
Yeah, no. I mean,
he's just a boring wrestler to me.
Than he did the last time than he did against Pete Dunne. But the Pete Dunne match was better. And I fucking hate Pete Dunne. I can't stand Pete Dunne.
I even like the Cesaro match.
I didn't see it. I didn't see any of it. Stop! Jesus Christ. Wave, because you're going away.
People online are bitch about the Tony Storm decision. Like, oh, Kaylee shouldn't have won on the first one. Like, I think the reason they did that was because they're gonna bring Tony Storm up to regular NXT.
I don't know about that.
Hi, Wendy. We see you wave.
God, it's time for Raw. Labor Day Raw,
They're
guys.
starting the show with this.
They're doing a contract signing.
Then they'll do the King of the Ring, get that out of the way, and in the last 2 hours will be me blowing my brains out.
Most likely.
Oh, there's supposed to be a Firefly Funhouse too.
This should be the main event. This should be the last thing to go on. Why this is first, I do not.
Because they'll probably be in a tag match later or something. Watch.
Oh. Well, they are defending their titles.
They'll probably lose the tag belts.
Tag titles. No.
For Michael Cole.
I'll put on Raw here in a second. I'm tracking Dorian at the moment. Sorry.
That's fine. I don't care if it's a holiday. I mean, people will say they make the excuse that there's a college football game on. Okay, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
It finally started for me.
So they're starting with this. I think it's a contract signing. I don't know. Now watch. This contract signing leads to a fucking match.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Why is Braun Strowman smiling at
All right, let's do this, boys.
What are we doing?
And girls.
What are we
Each
doing?
other.
What are you doing?
And bears. Sorry. Sorry, basement.
I was gonna say
What are you
all
doing?
creatures.
Yeah. Green shirt guys there. That's weird.
No, as of right now, I'm not on board with it either, and I probably never will be on board with it.
The storyline sucks. I'm sorry.
It does. It's terrible.
I think they feel like they have to put the championships on Clash of Champions, even if they're all in the same fucking match.
Yeah.
Just so that they can book the rest of the roster.
Yeah.
Can we please get Michael Cole through a table? That'd be hilarious.
Why? What does Michael Cole do?
I don't know. It'd be cool.
Hold on.
There's literally no reason Seth Rollins should ever lose again.
Well, they're having a match already, but I don't see him turning. It don't make sense for him to turn on him at all. It makes no sense because they're already tag team champions. So why should he turn on him?
Like, they just became a tag team. This is, you want to turn tag partners on each other for a singles belt, you can do it, but at least fucking build the tag team.
Right.
Tag team for a week.
Well, I'm shocked they didn't just pull it right off of him last week.
I think they're going to lose the tag team titles. Oh, he's not going to lose to Braun Strowman. If he loses to Braun Strowman, then Brock Lesnar should never wrestle again. Ever.
The only reason I could see him losing to Strowman would be to say that he and Strowman and The Fiend have history. That would be the only reason why.
No, never. Even then, Seth Rollins should never lose.
Yeah, he beat Brock Lesnar with broken ribs. Should be the fucking champion of the world, as in president.
He should rule the world, essentially.
Unkillable Seth Rollins.
No, I agree. I'm just saying that WWE likes to use their history where it's convenient for them.
Yeah, but it makes no sense for... I don't know what The Fiend... What did The Fiend do?
It made no sense.
What did Braun Strowman do to The Fiend?
Just leave The Fiend out of it, please, God.
No, that he brought him in and he's already said, I give you the keys to the kingdom and you spoiled it. And so he said that before, so it wouldn't surprise me if WWE does reach back
but
to the history
Bray
book to use it.
The Fiend or Bray, whatever the fuck you want to call him, is going after people that are either Hall of Famers or have done him wrong in the past. What has Braun Strowman done to him that The Fiend will go after? You see what I'm saying?
No, I know, but you know, WWE, they'll bring up their history when they feel it's convenient. So when it's surprising.
I've never seen WWE do that I can remember. They got to have a reason for The Fiend to attack Braun Strowman, and just because that they were part of a faction at one time don't mean shit. The fuck is that?
It's his Arby's.
He wants to take a gander at my championship. Don't look at my championship.
That'll help you feel better.
Hmm? No, I don't see that. Why society?
What should I say now?
He said calling it triple threat for both titles, and Seth walks out with 3 titles.
It's not like any of the titles mean anything, so fuck it.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, none of these titles mean a goddamn thing. So if he walks out with all 3 titles, it's just like he's walking out with 3 props. That's it. But I don't see that.
Shit, at that point, why don't we just give him the Intercontinental title and just like retire both of that one and the U.S. title? Why don't we just do that instead?
Seth Rollins should hold every single title the WWE has.
Then he should have to face Becky Lynch for the women's championship.
He don't need a tag team partner. He can just do it all by himself.
Yep. That Becky Lynch is his partner and just not tag her in.
Oh, Becky Lynch would beat the fuck out of it. Oh, shit. Beat the fuck out of everybody. Well, yeah. I think this is who they're taking on for the tag team titles.
And if anybody's watching that Stone Cold thing that comes on afterwards, Becky's supposed to be on it tonight.
I'm waiting for the one with Fluffy.
I gotta pee, but you're doing that.
In what way
Anybody
is
else
Seth Rollins?
notice that everybody else has Xbox One controllers, but yeah, Alexa has a 360 controller?
Does it really matter?
Yep.
Huh?
Yes.
No, it don't. But what did you say now, Rocky?
I said that Becky's supposed to be on that Stone Cold, straight up Steve
Straight up
Austin
Stone
show
Cold.
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if anybody's watching,
I'm waiting for Fluffy to be on there.
Can
Yeah,
you let Ronnie finish, please? Go ahead, Ronnie.
Oh, sorry, Ronnie.
Oh no, I just said that's the one I'm waiting for too, with Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh.
Yep.
And it's not girlfriend anymore, Wise Society. It's fiance.
Yep.
You are right, Ace. But they better not fucking throw fucking AJ Styles in that fucking match. AJ Styles have his own fucking. Isn't he feuding with somebody already though?
I don't think so.
I thought he was feuded. He's feuded with Braun.
I was gonna say Ricochet. Might even be Ricochet since King of the Ring tonight.
All right, I'll be right back. I have to pee, and then I'm gonna grab something to eat real quick. Heather's gonna take over for me.
Don't call.
Hi, folks.
Hello.
Hey, Heather.
Like, why would anybody believe
do you guys
AJ
think?
Styles and the OC can do anything against Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman?
No. There it is.
They can't.
It's like, so them coming out and like talking. This is the problem, man. They do the same thing with Samoa Joe. Them coming out and talking bad, like all this shit and acting bad. I mean, just like, come on, man. Not in any way believable. It's the same. You're the same heel persona as every other heel persona they have. Essentially, losers that talk a lot.
Sorry about that. I had to fix something. Part of the browser was on the other screen. So
That's okay. We got a glimpse into your wedding picture.
Yeah. Which we have to thank Sir Cardinal for that picture. He's the one who created it.
I remember that.
What was the greatest love of all time?
Ow, my shoulder.
Is this for the titles or what?
On my ankle.
Okay.
No, it's just an impromptu match.
Yeah, isn't the titles? Isn't that the ones with Rude and Ziggler?
Yeah.
They were before?
Yep, the main eventers.
There's a better name than that.
I know, but that's what they're going by now because they had to throw them together all of a sudden.
According to who?
The line is that they were thrown together the same day or something like that. That's what I heard.
According to who, their actual tag team name is now the Main Eventers.
I thought Ziggler and Rude said that last week.
No, they didn't. It's not to my recollection. Gotta get this weekend's been a very long weekend because of Monday.
Did anyone get to watch the Intercontinental Celebration Day yesterday?
No, we were on the road yesterday.
I was.
Oh no, I know. Thursday. I watched some of it. It was pretty good.
Did they have Pat Patterson listed?
He's the first ever Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. Yep.
Really, this match is just, it should not be first. Sorry.
That should not be happening.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Oh. He seems to be feeling better.
Yeah, I just figured out a way to get her to take that medicine without spitting it out. And we got a little travel safety first kit for her, and in it is like a little medicine cup with a bottle top to it. So I put it in that and I diluted it a little bit with water, and she drank that down no problem.
Okay. Yeah, I had it was like a little syringe, but it was like bigger at the top, and then I would tilt his head back far enough and then just massage his throat.
Yep.
It came with the syringe, but she spit half of it out this morning.
Yeah, she did. The Motrin and the gas drops, she could be sitting up and she'll suck that down like it's like the most delightful thing on the planet. I guess she just doesn't like cherry flavoring as much.
Yeah, because I saw that it's like real cherry flavoring, so it might even be bitter.
It
But
could
usually when it's nasty, I mean, it's got potent stuff in it for a toddler or an infant, and it does help.
Absolutely. And especially, I really like that it's more all natural ingredients in it that'll help. And it works fast. I mean, within the first half hour, her nose pretty much stopped running. So, I'm going to put her in bed with a blankie tonight. Let her roast it out of her a bit. Yeah, but at least for most of the night, plus with having long sleeves on.
Yep, sweat it out of her.
Hopefully before I get it. And match over.
No, I did not call the match.
That makes no sense. This should be a no disqualification match.
Ref didn't see it. I don't mind that AJ did it because the ref didn't see it. But if he did it, the ref's blatantly looking at him, yeah, I'd be like, dude, this makes no sense.
Well, Ryan, the whole reason why that whole thing with John Cena wasn't too good is because AJ was reduced to the camp bully, and all he kept saying was, beat up John Cena. It's just like, it doesn't work that way.
What are you talking about?
AJ Styles and John Cena's feud.
About it.
That's pretty much the only time that they've been booked properly as a group.
Oh.
And even then, it wasn't even too good then.
Well, and how do you take them seriously when they were tag team and they just kept losing and they had them in matches?
Say.
Right, and give them the new name and yeah. I mean, that's with any character. I mean, when you start having them lose or you start putting them in comic gimmicks, and how do you take them seriously?
Exactly.
I mean, my thinking on that was AOP. I mean, had them winning and then put them in with Drake Maverick, and they're doing PP gimmicks and PP jokes, and it's just like
And
one
then
of
on
the
top of that,
great
injuries,
tag
problems
teams.
with the work visas, it
Yep.
killed their career before it even got started on the main roster.
Injury.
So.
And that's the other thing too with putting NXT on TV in another couple weeks. It's also going to give the fans that don't have the network, they can actually see these teams, how they perform, and then when they are brought over to the main roster or on the main roster, just to kind of see what actually happens to them if they continue going this path.
Exactly.
They're going to have to change that. With the exposure NXT is going to get, they're going to have to change, like bringing them up and repackaging them overnight and killing them.
Well, hopefully with them bringing them to TV like they are planning, it's not going to be that they're going to get repackaged. It's going to be, all right, they were here, now we're going to bring them over to here.
No, I'm saying like when they're brought from NXT to Raw, they tend to change a heel to a face or lack the push that they need or don't show up on TV or show up and they're seen inconsistently. If NXT becomes a 2-hour show on television and they want to move people around, they can't be doing that.
Well, and the thing of it is, too, what they could do is similar to what they've done with this wild card, but just have them make an appearance or a one-up and then still keep them in NXT, but bringing them up. I mean, we've seen what has happened in the past. They brought these guys up and they don't use them, or when they do use them, it hasn't worked out, or like Jason said, I mean, do a repackage of them from face to heel or heel to face, and it just doesn't seem to work out with them.
It's technically like moving someone from Raw to SmackDown, and because you're doing that, you have to change their persona entirely. Like there's so many people that could have came hot to the main roster that they cooled off because of that. Like Bobby Roode was killed as one of them. I mean, I'm going to say it's like 60% of the people they bring up.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, EC3 as well.
EC3 was never going to go anywhere.
You should have just stayed on NXT.
Okay,
in all honesty.
So everybody shits on how EC3. EC3 was never used in NXT. So what's the difference?
He should have just stayed in Impact.
He's hardly in NXT, and when he was, he did have a feud that had promo segments and stuff. Came to the main roster, had a couple entrances, and fucking vanished.
Yeah.
So I will say NXT used him a bit better, but even then, like he's not a young talent, and people kind of know what he can do. I think he should have stayed in NXT.
I think he should have. I don't think he should have left. I think he should have stayed in Impact, or he should have just gone to AEW. But that's just me. Or he should have gone to Evolve and then cut another fucking promo.
Yeah.
Well, and like we talked about it last week, you shouldn't have even signed the contract knowing what the deal was.
Here's the thing, and I think I said that. Look, they know going into signing those contracts that hey, I may not be used the way they want me to. Whatever. And they signed a contract. They should know going in that hey, you may not get used the way you want to.
Well, and I see Mike Bennett's back on Twitter complaining that he's not being used. He wants more TV time. And it's like, you resigned. I mean, you got what you wanted with the story angle to be on TV and be featured, and now they're not using you, and we're back on Twitter complaining.
I never really got the hype behind Mike Bennett anyway. Like, I don't know why people wanted to see him so much on television. I never saw like too much out of him. Yeah, he did good work on himself, getting himself in like premier shape and stuff. But I never saw anything else like super special about the guy. And maybe it's just because I never really paid attention to a lot of the stuff that he did outside of WWE. But I mean, there's certain people where you can obviously say, yeah, they signed the contract, but it's talent that is legitimately being wasted in favor of other talent that's not as good in certain respects.
Well, he was another one too when he was in Impact. I mean, he had pretty decent matches down there, and even Maria, she was utilized.
Yeah, I've seen some of Mike Bennett stuff. He's a good time, not extraordinary, but he's a good. I guess they would call him like a mechanic or something like that. He's a good mid-card guy. Mike Bennett.
Yeah. And that's the thing, when you get used to, like, even for me, when you see him in another promotion and you see him flourishing that way, and then you see him brought to WWE, and what has happened to the talent that's brought up to Raw or SmackDown or placed in Raw and SmackDown, and you don't see them used, then it's like they're like a flower that hasn't been watered. They're just wilting away backstage. Or you see them in a promo backstage, or you see them with the catering, with the holiday shows. That's where you get frustrated, because it's like you're so good in another promotion.
I agree with you. Not everybody needs to get pushed, but it seems like in some cases, like we have huge amount of time being used on a throwaway title, the 24/7 championship. They have problems booking 3-hour Raws anyway in favor of these stupid fun segments in the back. They've got the time to at least push some of this talent. They just decide not to. I think you're muted on the stream.
If they pushed everybody, like I said,
you're right. They can't push everybody, but I mean, when you look at like the B team getting a push, and then you've got other like people like Samoa Joe that are just losers, it's like I get questionable about some of the ideas that they make.
No. That I do agree with. People like the B team should not get a push. They should not get a push. I'm sorry. They suck.
Well, it's to what end are you really pushing these guys? Because you as soon as you give them the push, that is their ceiling. You know what I mean? Like, where are you going to go from there? They don't really have... The gimmick is one note, and then that's it, right?
Right.
And they're fun for a time, but it's just like the 24/7 titles. A lot of the things that they do for too long. It's fun for a time, but then it overstays its welcome quickly.
Right. Well, and like you mentioned earlier, Basement, Bobby Roode. I mean, everybody in when he was down in NXT, I mean, raved about him and couldn't wait for him to come up. And then look what they did to him. I mean, he was a great heel character down in NXT, and they bring him up here, make him a face, and it just killed the gimmick altogether. And now we got him tagging with Dolph Ziggler.
Well, I think that Bobby Roode or Robert Roode, whatever you want to call him now, was never going to be pushed. He was going to be just like Samoa Joe. They were going to use him as a talent.
I think that the problem is, like, they get all these great mid-card talent, and their mid-card doesn't exist. They only really push the top-end guys or the women at this point. Those are the two people that get pushed. Other than that, if you're not top-tier talent going for the World Championship, you're just... like AJ Styles is the mid-card, apparently. Yet he's still fighting the main eventers, which makes no sense to me, but whatever.
Right.
SmackDown's doing a bit better with the Shinsuke Nakamura thing, but even then you look at it and like, Shinsuke Nakamura is not really mid-card talent.
Right, and he was another one. I mean, from New Japan to how he was in NXT, and then it just seemed like once he got up to SmackDown and Raw, it's like, what happened to this guy?
Because Vince because he couldn't pop.
Yeah, I see the problems with booking someone like him. But Bobby Roode, he's older. I see why they might not want to, but it's also like, man, if you can get a good thing going and make business off a guy's character for a couple of years, that's all you really need. Not everybody needs to be 20 years old and can be the face of the company for 15 years.
Right. Agreed.
Right. And the sad thing with Bobby Roode is what I've heard that he got pushed because his theme song was over. So they're like, let's make him a babyface. It's like that, your theme song can be over, but you can still be a freaking heel for crying out loud, guys.
This just shows me whoever made that decision has like a huge disconnect with the company that they're part of.
That would be the not the chairman, not Vince. That I can tell you right goddamn now that was the board's decision to push him. This is that because they're allowed
right.
They have a voice. They have a voice. It's whatever, and it shouldn't be. The board that they have the board of directors should not be involved in any fucking decision making on the shows ever. And that's why that's where the problem lies, is them being a publicly traded company, and everybody in the boardroom is like, no, you push this guy because everybody loves this entrance music, turn him face, and because his music's over.
I honestly think half the people that are like bought in on the board have no idea what wrestling even is, and it's just like, my money's there, so and my advisors are telling me that we should do this with this and this with that.
Well, I know Triple H is on the board. Kevin Dunn's on the board. Vince is on the board. No, she's not. She might.
And I don't think Shane McMahon is either.
Shane McMahon has nothing to do with any decision making at all. None.
So it's a bunch of wallets, basically.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
But that's only one person or two people. Because I can almost guarantee you Vince would vote against fucking turning Bobby Roode baby. I think he would be for keeping Bobby Roode here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, it's like we've said before, over and over again, it's that they went public, and that started that downfall right there, because they have to cater to these people, and if they just stayed private, we may not have had these problems.
Of course.
And you see, like, that because Stone Cold has that new show, you see how much they feature this guy now? What is Connor Secure Month?
The Children's Cancer Awareness.
I thought it was in October for some reason.
October is the breast cancer.
Yeah. Susan J. Cummins.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, you're obviously right. Yeah.
Asuka's new channel is live right now, Bobbitt.
Well, it's not like live as in live streaming, but yeah, she already has a video up.
No. Well, I'm not.
Maybe it'll help her learn how to speak.
And that's what I said. How in the fuck are they gonna have her doing a gaming stream on fucking YouTube when she can't barely fucking speak English?
She's already got over 1,000 subs.
Well, yeah,
It's fucking Asuka.
Fucking
Of course she's gonna have over 1,000 fucking subs, Bobbitt.
And spoiler alert, I've already subbed.
Well,
who are you spoiling with that?
Oh, here we go. She's starting.
Alexander, for some reason.
Whiny.
Let me go get your Bubba.
Bring her here. You want to come over
Why are
here
they
for a
attacking
minute?
Cedric Alexander?
I can tell. Come here.
We'll let you go to bed early tonight, baby.
I didn't hear it. Does anybody catch why they attacked Cedric Alexander?
Say it again?
Why did the OC attack Cedric Alexander?
Well, they were angry about what happened. That just
No,
tells me
I didn't hear it, so I was like, "What the fuck's happening?"
it's nice to see Hawkins and Ryder again. I don't care about Hawkins and Ryder. I mean, it is nice. See, this is the way that they should be doing this shit. These lower mid-card guys should be wrestling on the shows, giving them exposure up against the guys that are involved in the storylines.
Yep.
That's how it should be. Like, if you're watching Wrestling Memories, that's what they're doing in Raw and SmackDown, or Raw and Nitro back at that time. Well, not so much Nitro, but Raw during this time, like Hawkins and Ryder wouldn't be. They'd be the lower mid card guys where they would beat the jobbers, but they wouldn't beat the upper mid card people. That's how they used to do it.
See, and you'd work Hawkins and Ryder for a while where they lose to the actual tag team top tier talent and beat the jobbers and win on main event or smaller venues until eventually they do beat a main team and then they can make that jump upwards.
Yeah.
And when you jump one team up, you either split one team up or you always have a set amount of roster.
Yep.
But I'm glad we're seeing I'd like to see the talent not just in complete oh, we're gonna have a 30-man battle royal for no apparent reason, and it's all the people that you'll never see.
Yeah.
Well, like last week with the tag team turmoil.
Right.
That it was pointless, but it furthered the storyline of who's going to fight the tag team champions at Clash of Champions. But then we get the team of Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler who have never tagged before. And then you see who won. So it's kind of like they take 2 steps forward, but then they take 2 steps back when they throw something like that into the mix, or they push that when there could have been other teams that were more readily available to be in that tournament.
My big problem with that whole decision is we've got Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins thrown together.
Right.
Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode thrown together. And in throwing those two together, Dolph Ziggler had something going on. Nobody knew what it was, but that's gone. And it's now 2 tag teams that just formed. Technically, I'm going to say overnight, though. Yeah, it's within a month for when they're going to face, or 3 weeks. It's still like nobody cares. Nobody cares. You don't. There's no reason for me to care. They could disperse as quickly as they formed, and it wouldn't matter.
Well, now that's probably what's going to happen too, because once that's over with, and they move on to the next storyline that they're going to factor in, then you probably won't see them tag anymore. Or they'll have maybe Dolph and AJ start that storyline. But it was a team of convenience to just get to the next pay-per-view. And we've talked about that.
Ryan, I'm just going to throw this.
It has no interest for me.
Go ahead. So I'm just going to throw this out there now, Brian. If I was to put a Saints hat on my head, she would do the same thing. It's not because it's a Packers hat.
Why Society? The point of this is to give the team that's going to be facing at the pay-per-view a bit more credibility as a tag team. It's rushed, is what it is. You can't make tag teams overnight. This is the problem. Yep.
But the thing of it is, Gable and Roode were just a team. And it's like they didn't even really give him a singles opportunity. They went right ahead. He had a couple matches, and then they threw him right back into the tag team picture. And of course, of all people, they throw him with Dolph Ziggler, who was in a storyline crying, "It's all about me, 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 me." And now
say good night, Wendy. Wendy's saying good night, everybody. Say good
night, Wendy.
Night.
Ronnie, that's the thing too. Like with these two guys, they're individual talents. There should be a reason outside of, oh, we're doing tag team turmoil, you guys are a tag team, that they decide to work together. Then it has more reason for us to care about them as a tag team. If you just force them to work together and then build a tag team off of it, they did it with Cesaro and Sheamus, where they just threw them together. But then they did them fighting each other. Remember that? Like they did the best of 7 shit.
Right, I remember.
Before they became a tag team, at least they did something to make sense where it all ended in like a draw. If I'm wrong, shoot me, but I'm pretty sure it ended up in a draw. And then they were like, fuck it, let's get together and make love.
I don't want factions. I hate factions. Don't care for them.
I find with factions, there's a tipping point, and it happens really quickly.
Yes. You look at because they don't. WWE does not know how to fucking do them. You look at the Four Horsemen. Yes, they were a long-running faction. That's because they were able to do their own things. They didn't need each other's help to get over. Ric Flair could get over on his own or beat somebody on his own. It was there if it was needed for a really huge feud. That's what the Four Horsemen. But you don't just throw a faction out there just to throw a faction out there to say, "Hey, we're a faction and we're going to destroy people." Because look at the OC. They're buried. I could give 2 fucking shits about the fucking OC. Care less. And that's sad to say because I love AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson. I just don't care about factions. Factions don't do it for me in WWE. To be honest with you, when they had the faction with Triple H, Ric Flair, and Randy Orton and them, didn't. But okay, so you're going to put factions on TV, Dory. Here's the thing. They're only putting main talent in those factions. You're not putting new people in those factions.
They don't need more people on TV. They need the quality people to be on TV.
Right.
They've been doing this for a long time with these multi-man matches just to get everyone on the show, and it becomes less and less important the more you see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, factions don't need them. There's a way
to do them right, and I think Undisputed Era is the closest thing I've seen this era of WWE that's been done decently as a faction.
Yeah, if they do that, Dory, then they may as well just cancel. I don't want to see factions. Sorry. They're not
like I said, I don't mind them, but there's a way to do them, and there's a way to do a faction. But once you start having 2 factions, 3 factions, it becomes death to the company.
I mean, I really don't even pay attention to, like, the Bullet Club. I don't care about the Bullet Club.
Well, that's why it becomes death to the company. They're like prime WCW problems.
I don't care.
Look what we saw over the weekend with Randy Orton and the Revival. And they're on 2 different shows.
Yeah, see, I don't want that. I don't want to see that. Unless they're going to be on the same show, I don't want them to be a faction. Period. Bottom line. But then again, there I have it. You're not getting new talent on TV. It's just the same talent just being grouped together. So it's not needed.
Now, keep in mind, like, I don't mind a faction where one of the wrestlers is mainly the mouthpiece and doesn't wrestle hardly at all. That's almost like a manager on a tag team.
Say it again, Basement. I'm sorry.
So you like if you have one of the wrestlers that's more the mouthpiece that doesn't wrestle as much, he almost acts as like a manager for a tag team, and that can work more so than not because he's not necessarily a faction as much as he is a manager.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind that, but and he's not wrestling, so it's really not a faction. He's just there.
But I mean, not that he can't wrestle. It's just that he's like, if you look at the New Day for the most part, there was a while there where they didn't really have Xavier in very many matches. It was mostly Kofi and Big E, and he would do all the talking and trumpet playing and shit like that. That was a faction that I could stand at the time because I think they were heels at this time too, or they were like transitional, and he would only get involved in wrestling, which means he could wrestle, but they didn't utilize it that way.
Right. The thing about a faction, another thing about about a faction is that they would be at ringside. For Walter, Walter didn't have them at ringside. So
why did she stop running?
I don't know. It's who? Natalya or
Natalya runs down and stops right before she's about to hit her. Turn around, and now let me continue running.
Why are these two fighting? Because didn't Lacey Evans do something last week with Natalya?
Wasn't Natalya's arm broken?
I was going to say, wasn't she supposed to have surgery?
Yeah, she's got a little wrap. See, the logic gap in their storytelling.
She came out with a.
Let's see how she sells that elbow.
Arm in a sling, and now she's wrestled the last 2 weeks.
She's moving around like she's not hurt at all.
Mm-hmm. And of course, she's facing Lacey, and Sasha's the one that attacked her.
She did something last week in the back and got in Natalya's face. So I don't mind this a mini feud.
They have a huge hard-on for Lacey Evans.
They do.
I do.
It's just that Lacey Evans is whatever.
It's not like she's bad or anything. She just needs a character change.
She does. But I don't mind this being really. This should have been Lacey Evans' first.
It's almost every woman's first feud.
It should be every woman's first because Natalya's. I mean, she's good at it.
Not a big Natty fan, but I can't deny that she's not good talent enhancement.
No.
She knows what she's doing. Also, she has no idea how to sell an elbow.
And she's the niece of Bret Hart.
Yeah, she's still a good worker, though.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, she's made her staple and her mark on the wrestling world.
She's like a workhorse.
Yes.
I don't know how much I like her as a worker. It's just that she's like old dependable.
Yep.
You throw her out there, she's not going to give you a great match, but she's not going to give you a bad match.
She can work with just about anybody. See, Lacey Evans shows...
It's not a good match. It's not a bad match. It's the match.
Lacey Evans isn't bad. She's just got to get a little better in her timing and shit, it seems. She does do some things right. She is very athletic.
She reminds me of like a dollar store Charlotte Flair. Right now.
This is true. I'm with you on that. You just called her a nasty bitch.
Ooh.
They'd be fighting words.
Right?
But I don't know. I had no idea what the fuck that was. You know what? Early on, Natalia, she's how many times has she won the title? She's like 5-time champion. She's done well for herself. When her and Beth Phoenix were together, she won the title a couple of times. You know, Natty, she's very well respected within the.
She's a locker room leader.
Yes, you don't have to be a 25-time champion to be a locker room. Look at Undertaker. He's only a WWF champion. What, 6-time WWF champion or world champion?
He's like, even Mark Henry was a fucking locker room leader. That guy, like, the one time.
So was Eddie.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Eddie Guerrero a locker.
I have no idea. I wasn't in the locker room, but from what I've heard,
nobody ever said that Eddie Guerrero was a locker room.
Chris Benoit.
Oh.
Maybe. No, he wasn't a locker room leader either.
Hey, Basement's Favorite's coming back tonight.
What?
Basement's favorite wrestler, Rey Mysterio, is going to be on tonight.
Yeah.
But the thing is, people are saying, like, he's coming back tonight from what? He was gone for like a week. Holy fuck, man. Give me some time away from this dude.
She had the title, what, 2 years ago? I don't base a superstar's career on being champion. You look at Mick Foley. He is a WWF champion, but do you think he'd be a Hall of Famer even if he didn't win the title?
Right in the neck.
Anybody gonna answer?
No. Yeah, he would have been no matter what. Like, this is the thing. Like, you don't need to. A lot of the times when they win a title once or twice, they're just basically giving them that congratulatory, like, pat on the back for being, like, as good as they've been in a minor role. It's like, fuck, not everybody needs to be the lead man or lead woman.
Well, not even that. I mean, with what Alpha's saying, just because you've got that family history and that lineage doesn't mean that, yeah, you're going to be up to par with that. But it's a lot that people count on, knowing that, okay, you've got Natty because of Dad and because of Uncle Brett, Uncle Owen, and it's the same for any child that comes into Randy Orton because of Bob Orton. You're expecting them to be similar or like-minded as their dad or their
I'm gonna say
family member.
I'm gonna say this: Cowboy Bob Orton never won a fucking world title.
Right.
So it's all about. How does it? Owen Hart never won a world title. Never.
Unfortunately.
And I do agree with Bruce Pritchard when he says he didn't need it. He was that over that he didn't need it. Like Roddy Piper, never won a world title. Didn't need it. Ted DiBiase didn't need the title. The $1 million belt. So why does he need the title? It's all about their work ethic and what Randy Orton, because he won the world title, won it at the right. He was in that right time. He was that person that could feud with John Cena. He was John Cena's arch nemesis for so long. That's why Randy Orton got all them titles. It was either him or John Cena. The way they did things back then. But I don't take stock into how many world titles they win. If you didn't win any, Roddy Piper, Hall of Famer, never won a world title. So I take no stock in world titles at all. At all. It's about how they portray their character, and it's about how they portray themselves inside the ring that made Roddy Piper the Hall of Famer that he is. That's just me, though.
Well, and take Dusty Rhodes, for example. Both of the boys. And they put Dusty Rhodes into a character, and they put Cody into a character, and then they put Dustin into a character. It's like you said, what they made of that character, how they came across with that character, how they portrayed that character.
Right.
And of course, Dusty being their dad, it was what he instilled in the boys with the work ethic and honor thy word, honor thy agreement. And look where they are today.
Yep. Becky should lose the title very, 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 very soon.
I couldn't agree more.
No, we've got to listen to her talk, and I hate listening to this. It's like she runs out of breath.
Right?
Well, at least we got through the first hour.
Yeah.
2 more to go.
2 more to go.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, and I think Roddy Piper said he never wanted to win the world title. Ted DiBiase said he never wanted to win the world title. He wanted to be that guy that always chased. Here we go with the stupid. Where you? But the reason she's probably not wearing it, Dory, is because she's probably going to be involved in a match. No, she's not holding the title. Then why? Sasha Banks is taking it off of her. Becky's title run has been fucking just a travesty. She's trying to play this fucking card again. Delusional little weirdo. That's her. God, she's an idiot. Everybody shits on fucking Sasha Banks, but she is no fucking better. No better. No, you're not. You think you are, you're not. I have no idea that.
Shut up, child.
Okay. She's being a shit. Calm down, Wendy.
I'm done with you.
Shh. Wendy.
I'm going to have to do that.
Take my chair, please. And there it is.
You check.
No.
Sasha just basically said that the only reason why Becky is popular is because she broke Nia Jax's face.
Which is true. Because if it wasn't for Nia Jax, Becky wouldn't be where she is. And then from there on out, Becky just became. That's when Becky's ego got the best of her. I mean, yeah, she's boring, but.
It's just. Hey, here we go with this bullshit.
Hey, it's crime time.
God,
Did somebody reach down and grab his balls or something?
They're hyping commercials now.
It's,
I'll be right back.
Maybe they'll finally explain why he attacked Jerry Lawler.
It's doubtful, Bobbitt, but we'll see. We'll see. Because really, there is no reason he attacked Jerry Lawler other than he was the only legend there at that moment.
Yep. If Booker T had been there for King of the Ring, he would have attacked Booker T instead.
Whoop.
Which, don't be surprised if that happens sooner or later, too. I wouldn't be surprised about that one.
Mm-hmm.
It said next week there's rumors he's going to attack Undertaker, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, he's supposed to attack Steve Austin, too, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, Wendy's back in my lap.
Hi, Wendy.
Agreed, Gina. Essentially, they took the Dolph Ziggler promo and put it on Sasha.
I wish better luck with it than Ziggler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
She wanted to go to sleep, but then decided, nope. All the action's happening out there. I want to be out there instead.
Yeah.
I gotta go grill to the NASCAR game tomorrow.
Getting the entertainment center, I pretty much punched the damn presser.
It wasn't that it sounded forced by society. The whole thing sounded like she was a high school valley girl.
Right?
Waiting on this hurricane's making me gain weight.
Yeah, I know.
Had all this food prepared for the last 3 days and still not here.
Moving slower.
They said it was literally going 1 mile an hour.
Yep.
Yeah. I
The
agree.
slowest fucking hurricane in history.
It's moving slower than a granny on a dying rascal after leaving bingos and.
Yep. These Florida residents down
It's moving
here.
slower than Goldberg in Saudi Arabia.
Moving slower than Undertaker at WrestleMania.
That was funny.
That's too.
I have to admit, that one was funny.
Are you serious, Gina? It's just completely stopped? What the fuck?
The hurricane is now stalled.
It's just out there swirling.
At 0 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's because it's building momentum.
It's like, I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah. Whoa, that really got me winded there. I'm gonna take a break here for a second.
No pun intended.
And here we go with the first King of the Ring match, unless I missed the other one.
Yep, this
Have
is
you
the
shown the
first one.
graphic yet?
No,
It's the first one.
Here we are with the updated graphic for the King of the Ring for everybody. As you can see, it's supposed to be Cedric versus Baron Corbin, but with OC attacking Cedric Alexander, it's possible he may not be there for this match, and therefore giving Baron Corbin a bye.
I think he'll show up with Baron Corbin.
We'll decimate him if he does. And then later tonight, we have Samoa Joe versus Ricochet. So there we go for everybody. need to wipe your nose again.
And here we go with the stupid fucking gimmick thing. Trek leave?
No, he's still there. He's just silent as usual.
No, he left. He had to start. Yeah.
He needs to start on again.
He didn't say anything about
Yeah, it's
leaving.
because he had to restart his computer.
Maybe he's gonna unplug his TV too because it's storming over there.
That's interesting. Isn't there only like 13,000 houses in Bahamas? Total?
Something like that.
No, there's more.
There's gonna get vacation homes and everything down there.
Well, I mean, there ain't nothing we can do about it. It's God's will. It's just the way it is.
What's the action, baby girl? That's nice.
Just give her something.
I gave it to her. I gave her the first dose.
No, Wise Society, I did not catch what commentary just said.
I try not to listen to him.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the bear? The bear is here.
He hasn't said anything in a while.
He hasn't said anything.
He's probably dead before it.
He's getting amped up for
There he is.
Ray.
What?
He's getting amped up for Ray.
Got my asshole lubed up.
What? Said, what if I am? What is this freaking triangle everybody's fucking talking about? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Well, you'll never know with that attitude.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what people are talking about a triangle.
Maybe the Bermuda Triangle? Good God! Just blew a hole in her diaper.
Yeah? She woke up this morning. She woke up from her nap this night, which was a 2-hour nap, by the way. She didn't get up at 5. So, that's probably what she looked tired.
Starting to fall asleep, but
Yeah, she's fighting it again. She's in that thing again. Far cry from yesterday, though. Oof. Yes, we all had Corbin here. I do believe we all had Corbin.
Yes. We still got it.
Yes, we all had Baron Corbin.
Iron foreskin.
he's apparently wearing red underwear.
And Baron Corbin's doing what he should do. Jesus.
Like I said.
Sorry, downstairs.
Starting up the storm over here.
Burn kicking in, man.
I'm dreading when I get to that age.
What? What'd you say, Bobbitt? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm really dreading when I get to your age and I start getting heartburn. That's just gonna suck.
I've had heartburn my whole life.
Yeah, I've had heartburn for a long time too.
Yeah.
It's just one of
You either
those
have
things
it or
like
you don't, man.
it's if it. I love Italian food, and if I eat like tomato sauce,
Yeah.
it gives me heartburn. It sucks. So I don't know, man. I there's that fucking It trailer.
I want to see it.
I'll show you.
It's K-Fed.
Kevin Federline.
Kevin Federline.
You know what? I wouldn't even know. Baron Corbin is far from that fucking douchebag. You goddamn right, Gina. That's exactly why I stocked up on Tums the other day. And I fucking left them at your house too. Oh, did you? But I have the regular Tums. Those were the generic kind. I had to take the double dose of that shit. Dude, trust me, Wise Society. I love. Oh, did she? Okay. I love me some pasta. I love me some Italian food, but it gives me heartburn so fucking bad. Like what we had tonight.
Dinner with me tonight, JP. I fixed us lasagna.
Yeah. I'm hesitant to make Heather make it because it gives me fucking heartburn. Yeah, all of that stuff does.
What?
Fuck, stop doing
What
that.
doesn't give you What does give you heartburn, JP?
What doesn't give me? Pretty much everything gives me heartburn. But it's like really, really bad when I eat Italian food or pizza. Yeah, it don't work, Dory. I tried. It don't matter.
Oh. Oh.
No, I just took some Tums.
Fucking disgusting, kid.
Yeah, that's what she does. She might have some in her mouth.
All of it.
Fucking kid will eat anything. This kid's gonna have fucking heartburn sooner than later. Fucking eating tissue paper.
Oh.
Ooh, SmackDown's gonna be where my brother is tomorrow.
Yeah, where's that gonna be?
Cool.
Norfolk.
I usually don't have issues. It's just recently that I've had issues with tomato-based food, even before I met you. So it's not because of Heather's cooking. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah, I know when I was having issues, they gave me Protonics, and I mean, even ice water was burning.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what it is. I might have to go to the doctor and have
You might have acid reflux or you have an ulcer.
Yeah.
That's what scares me. I hope I don't. And it kicked the shit out of me because I got the grizzling shits from it.
Ooh. How do you get rid of an ulcer, or can you?
You can't.
Yeah, you can just take stuff to help.
They just give you
Yep.
medication to manage it. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an ulcer.
Change of your diet. And a change of your diet.
Yeah, I have to change my diet completely around. I don't want to do that.
You have to
Heather
cut out.
Heather will be over there eating a fucking prime rib, and I'll have to fucking have a salad and shit. Which I don't mind eating salad.
Well, and sodas and stuff like that with the acids and anything spicy, anything that would flare up the acids in your stomach, whether it be like the taco that you had that one night.
We got the pizza from Casey's. I mean, it was good. It was good pizza. Because they have really good pizza. It's just really spicy for some reason. I don't know. They better not have fucking... Maybe that's what it was. But that's bell pepper. They better put bell pepper and not fucking jalapenos on it. I'll fucking come back up there and beat the fuck out of somebody.
Even green peppers and that. Some people get real bad burn with those.
Like, well, the one thing that I did not get heartburn from was when you made stuffed peppers that one day. I didn't get heartburn from that. And that had because of the rice.
No wonder.
Wendy's laying on the fucking ground. Laying on her bolts. Did that come with the thing? Oh, from the thingy? Yeah. Hey! It's clean, I don't care. You gotta let me get some vinegar. Yes. I gotta get some vinegar to clean on the toys. Or did you think about giving her a bath? Do it afterward. Keep it up. Do it. I don't want to do it today. So, I mean, yeah, Cedric Alexander, this match has been alright, but oh no. Excuse me. It's been a good match. I can't shit on the match. They're actually letting these guys go.
Yep.
You are correct. Well, I didn't think it would be a squash match. At least I don't think I did. But that's because... Well, yes, it should be because of the knee, but I don't think... He's not... For some reason, he recovered from the knee. So everybody was thinking it was going to be a squash match because of the knee, and the knee isn't even playing a factor in this match at all. Keep shaking his arm. His arm is the issue.
Well, most of us thought I JP.
I was just going to say, yes, but like I said, he's not even selling his knee for some reason. Now he's selling his arm. So, no, Cedric Alexander is not Seth Rollins. Don't feed me that line of shit. That is the dumbest statement I think I've heard today. You missed that. You missed that.
Well, most of us in here thought it was going to be like that Cedric was even going to wrestle. It was just going to be a bye because they were concentrated so much on the storyline injury.
You must have had that. The fucking Five Guys is fantastic. We're going to love Five Guys. Their fries are
I'm sure you do.
It's a fucking restaurant, asshole.
Where they serve cum.
Yeah, Five Guys is usually really good. Oh, here we go. Y'all got that one right. I'm sorry if I'm futuring.
Well, fuck you, man.
Good match.
That was the best match of the night so far.
Right
Unless
decision.
I missed something when I was
right
not
decision.
here.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree. Corbin's getting better in the ring. I actually like his in-ring work here tonight.
He's moving more at the pace of Cedric Alexander than the opposite, which is usually the case.
Yeah. I enjoyed that match.
Well, it still hasn't ended for me, but whatever, man.
It's just Baron Corbin has got to get better on the mic. Well, he's not bad, but they need to do something with him and not have him as the boring GM fucking constable fucking guy.
I just hate his line delivery. He delivers every line the exact same way, no matter what he's saying.
Agreed. The champion showcase tonight on Raw. What the fuck was that even?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, that crown on his head, no hair. I honestly don't think he should. I'm with Basement. I don't want him to have a crown. I don't want him to have a scepter. I don't want him to have a cape. I want him to just be the King of the Ring winner and getting a title shot somewhere down the line. That's what the King of the Ring should be, not a gimmick.
It should have just been a tournament. I know that they want to use the King of the Ring moniker, but I hate everything that comes after the King of the Ring tournament. Someone becoming a king. Like, come on, man.
Right.
I agree with them doing the crown and the cape and the scepter on just the very night that they win the tournament, but after that, end it.
Yeah, I don't mind them doing the, crowning them like they did with Owen Hart. They kind of drug it on, though.
For Bret Hart, you're thinking.
No, they did it for Owen too. But I don't mind. I don't mind them doing it like Heather said, crowning them the first night and then that being the end of it. But then they. Okay. I don't understand. AJ Styles, you are a motherfucker. Why is AJ Styles a motherfucker? What did AJ Styles do wrong? Did he hurt your hero or something? I don't know. I don't understand. But he cost Cedric Alexander that match. He didn't cost Cedric Alexander that match. That was actually a good match. I didn't care for King Booker. It didn't work for me. Him saying
Buckeye.
I just whatever he just acted. I'm just gonna sound. I'm not even gonna say it because it'll sound like I'm stereotyping. I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do. If they won't do. It better not be Ali. I can fucking tell you that fucking right now. I don't want to fucking see it. It should be Ricochet and fucking Elias.
Yeah. That's what I think it is gonna be.
Ed Gable's gonna lose to Elias. Yeah.
Oh, I'm Elias, and I kicked this dude's ass.
Vince won't do heel or he won't do face versus face. It just don't work. Heel King of the Ring is a heel fucking tournament anyway. Unless the baby face is built right. Really? Jesus fucking gassy fucking kid, man.
Well, he's in the right family.
4 times in
Oh, she spit up too. Oh, don't put your hands in it. Wendy, come here. No, don't put your feet. Oh. All over your shirt. Oh.
I think it's because of sinuses.
I'll look back.
NXT is coming to BC in October. What?
No. Horny Goat.
The Prince Ali Handsome, is he eating a batwa? At the end of the movie, the Sultan gives his crown to Jazz. Okay. What are you doing?
You know what BC stands for, Corey.
I was trying to figure out what the fuck she was talking about. I thought she was talking about the TV station. That's BBC. Okay. I understand that. We have BBC here. We have an American BBC here. Wendy, what are you doing? Oh.
Wave at everybody.
You wave at everybody?
Hi, Wendy.
Say hi to everybody. Say hi.
Or drools.
Actually, she just went. She looked right at the TV during the segment. Went. Going down. Go get. Oh my God. Well, back at you, you little shit. Itzy herself.
Man, this storyline needs to just go somewhere or stop happening.
It needs to have a finish already. I mean, they've had the opportunity to end it 6 fucking times already. It's enough.
It's slowly crippling to the finish line.
Why society? Why are you putting stupid shit in the fucking chat? I don't understand what he's doing.
I don't either. Diggity then.
Feel bad for Brian and Bree. Why?
Their dog died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I guess it was unexpected because Brian said that he had to rush her to the vet and she didn't make it.
No. I'm not going to sound cold-hearted, but I am. Whatever. Sorry, it's sad to hear, but I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not going to mourn over something that has nothing to do with me. Now, if my dog died, I would mourn over it. I wouldn't. How do I say this? I wouldn't be one to. It sounds cold-hearted, but it's really not. I wouldn't be the one been looking for sympathy or anything, I guess, is the way I'd look at it. Not my dog, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Nikki Bella was more upset about it for whatever reason. And it's not even her dog.
Why are you dead inside, Horny Goat?
Because I literally don't give a shit. It, like you said, it has nothing to do with me, man. Just like I can fake a reaction, or I can say shit that I don't mean. But in the end, that doesn't matter. I wouldn't want it to happen to me. It sounds terrible, but you know.
Gina wants to be added, if she can be added to the call. Oh, sorry. Didn't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's sad that the dog died, and it is what it is, but I'm not going to dwell on it. If that makes any sense. Whatever. Hello, Gina. Hello.
Hey, Gina.
Hi, Gina.
What's up, guys?
How are you feeling? I know you weren't feeling great.
Hey, Gina. I'm good. It's just allergies, I think. It's just like my throat comes and goes.
I'm like Horny Goat. I'm dead inside. I'm a cold-hearted bastard.
I mean, I think we all are. You guys can't hear my air conditioner in the background, can you?
No.
Okay, good.
Walked by the TV in the living room and seen boobs. Boobs. I had to look. Well, why didn't you just say that right there, Bobbitt? I mean, goddamn. You have a voice. Use it.
The voice of the voiceless.
Damn it.
The voice.
Now I have the damn Aladdin song in my head now. Thank you, Basement and Dory.
World. It's a whole new world.
I got Prince Ali, something or B, Ali Ababa. Horrible.
So we're getting the Viking.
You got that stuck in your head.
I mean,
Prince
who the hell
Ali,
knows
something a B, Ali Ababa.
I mean, come on.
My favorite song.
Who honestly knows the words to that song completely?
I don't know what you're talking
Exactly.
Check on something real quick here.
Why is Bailey on Raw?
They're having a champion showcase tonight. The Raw Women's Champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion are taking on the Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, because it makes sense, doesn't it?
Because Sasha's not going to be anywhere near that. idiots.
No, that just tells me that she's showing up and she's going to Becky Lynch. But Sasha already came out, but yes, you are correct. I do see that happening.
And you know what? Like, it actually probably wouldn't be too terribly bad now that I think about it, because it would actually, not only would it continue the storyline with her and Becky, but it would possibly set up a future storyline between her and Bayley, because if she attacks Becky, Bayley's going to get involved.
Yep.
Yeah. Agreed.
I could see it.
I feel like that type of thing should happen at a pay-per-view where both Raw and SmackDown are meant to be there. I don't know, man. It's just like the brand split has been dead for a long time. I don't even question these things anymore.
I don't know why they're still doing it. They know it don't work, so why keep... I mean, they're beating a dead horse. Vince still thinks it's a good idea. I don't know. I think they're just waiting until Fox starts, and they're going to do their fucking draft thing, and then that's it. It's going to end abruptly. And then people are going to be like, how come Seth isn't on SmackDown anymore? Well, fucking idiot, if you pay fucking attention... I can see that coming. I can see that coming. The Seth Rollins fucking super fans and the Becky super fans and the Bayley super fans. How come they don't have them on both shows anymore? Because one show was too many for them. Sorry.
See, I do not mind if they don't have a brand split, but what I don't understand is why in the hell is every single show all about their main talent? Like, we were talking about this the other night, JP, where, like, back in the day, most of the show would be like your mid-card to lower card talent, cruiserweights, whatever. And then you would have your sporadic matches or promos or whatever done by like your main guys or girls in this case. So I don't understand why they're not doing that.
Because, okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's the Attitude Era fucking did it. The Attitude Era fucking ruined it. Because the Attitude Era, they very, very seldom, they had top talent taking on top talent. Now, they didn't have The Rock versus Stone Cold every fucking week, but they had The Rock taking on Mankind. They had The Rock taking on Triple H. They had now they're like, well, whatever is over, that's what we're going to do.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I mean, I wouldn't mind if you saw somebody like, okay, if you saw Seth Rollins every week on both shows, I wouldn't mind it. If he was the only one that you saw, or if you only saw him once, that night. But like, as we seen tonight with Becky Lynch, we see her towards the beginning of the show, and now we're going to see her again towards the end of the show. Yep. It's like, you have other talent that you could be showcasing in place of showing her twice. What's the fucking point?
This is why people get tired of them.
Okay, so now you've got these two fucking jobbers that are heels. They were just shitting all over Baltimore. The Viking Raiders are heels, and they're going to come out and beat the fuck out of you. So I don't understand.
Whatever the fuck they are, they're dead.
The Viking Vikings?
The Viking Vikings, yes. The Raiders, whatever the fuck.
Come out and beat up paperweights for, what, a month and a half now? Maybe 2 months? It's like, man, do something. Just please do something with them.
They're looking like I didn't sign up. I didn't sign up for this. The fuck you didn't.
How'd you end up in the ring?
I know that this is a Raw stream, but just quick thing real quick. With AEW, like, what, how like Riho won and she's going to face Nyla Rose, which if you didn't know that by now, everybody out there, then you're fucking way behind. I didn't spoil anything.
Spoilers.
But, okay. So, how we were talking about how we didn't understand how, like, Riho was supposed to beat her. Did you know that Riho took on Minoru Suzuki?
Yes.
I did not know this.
Riho's a tough. That's why I said Riho is a very tough girl.
Yeah, because I was reading today and I seen that she took on Minoru Suzuki and she lost, but she held her ground, I guess. That's impressive to me.
Kayfabe, because Minoru Suzuki isn't one of those guys that's going to fucking hurt somebody. It looks like he can. if it's still with Minoru Suzuki, he's been doing it so long. He's such a in-ring veteran that he can still make it look like he's destroying somebody, like a Riho, but he's not going to hurt her. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, especially when you see the guy's fucking Instagram, when you see all of his like colorful socks in collection, and he's sitting there with smiles and looking all nice, talking to fans and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, this is kayfabe. Dead.
Of course he is. like Asuka, she faced men. She took on I can't think of his name right now, but
excuse me.
She's wrestled men.
She didn't fought Kenny Omega at one point in time.
Yeah, I know.
Omega fought a child.
They were a tag team at one point.
I mean, yeah, it just surprised me because like I knew that Riho had a reputation overseas, and stuff. Like she's been around for a while, but I just never knew that she fought Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah, I think that was part of that DDT special they had on with Kenny Omega, because it talked about her in that as well.
Oh, okay. Who is this Ellsworth Jr. appearing dude?
It's a jobber that they had.
It's not James Ellsworth.
It's a junior.
Yeah. Oh, it's not James. Well, Ryan put it in the chat. That's what I thought you were talking about, because he said James Ellsworth and Colin Delaney are in the ring.
No.
Well, James Ellsworth is from Baltimore.
Yeah.
It's not him.
My main question right now is, they finally had a way, like last week or the week before, that they had the Viking Raiders facing an actual legit tag team last week. They were in that tag turn, like tag, and now they're back to jobbers again.
Yeah. Well, you've seen what happened. They aren't going to have them legitly go up against. It just don't make sense. I don't know what they're doing with these guys. They're like Basement said, they're dead. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't care.
I can't really hear the crowd, but like it sounds like the crowd was booing at one point.
I can't either.
They're basically the Ascension.
Yeah.
At this point. That one guy looked like Dean Malenko.
I was chanting Joe, 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 Joe.
Oh, have you guys? Did you guys watch the entirety of the UK takeover?
No.
Watch it. It's really good.
The NXT UK takeover?
Yes.
Yeah, even though you don't like British Strong Style, JP, it's not all British Strong Style. It's actually a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you talking about, Wise Society? I'm not. He's saying or AOP. What do you mean or AOP? I don't understand.
Unless it's about that comment you said they're dead in the water. So that was the last thing that was mentioned.
And AOP is dead in the water when they're the same. They're the same. Eventually, the Viking Raiders will win the tag team titles. It's just the way that they're going about building them makes no fucking sense.
And Sasha Banks needs to change. She does this thing with her face. Does anybody else see it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the one reaction she has for everything.
You mean it that face that it's like she smells a dead cat somewhere?
Yeah. Oh my god, man. She gotta stop with that.
I can believe that the women's match wasn't that great. I'm not a Toni Storm does not do it for me. I don't see the hype behind her. I just don't see it. I don't. and the girl she was in the ring with.
Yeah, Kaylee Ray.
I don't care.
Yeah, that match, like, it wasn't bad or anything. It just wasn't that good. But the rest of the pay-per-view is pretty good.
Well, when you have 35 false finishes in the championship match, after that match, I just stopped paying attention.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they did that was to prove how tough Tyler Bate is, because like he came up. I watched it a second time, and if you watch the entirety of the match, like he actually really does look tough. Like he looks tough as nails.
I understand that, but all the false finishes, it takes me, and I said it to Y Society in DM. He asked me what I thought. I said, as soon as, with all the, every time that they would, the false finishes kill me. If they have more than 3 or 4 false finishes, I don't care anymore. I just don't even want to fucking watch it anymore. That's why some couple of the matches at All Out, they false finishes just took me out of it. I just okay, wasn't a fan. Just not a fan of the multi-million false finishes that they have in a match.
I mean, I will say I watched both NXT UK Takeover and All Out, and I'm gonna say that I think Takeover was actually a little bit better.
Gina was sitting next to me, kind of. Mm-hmm. What did I do during that match? That Walter versus Tyler Bate match?
What the fuck?
Just sat here just like this. It did not have me on the edge of my seat at all.
No.
I was not like, oh my god, he kicked out again. Holy shit, this is a great match. That's not me.
Yeah, I mean, All Out was good, but I mean, I would probably, if I had to choose which one was better, I'd say NXT UK Takeover was probably just a fraction of a hair better.
Okay.
Just because of the crowd, like I mean, the crowd really, like that crowd really adds to the atmosphere of the pay-per-view. That, yeah, and I mean, the wrestling was really good too.
The All crowd was kind of.
They were kind of dead at times, yeah.
Well, it's because of the way the matches were booked, or the order in which they were booked. So now Stone Cold is going to moderate the Clash of Champions contract.
Oh, for the love of fuck! Anything to promote his show. What is he gonna do?
Anything to make that match bigger than what it really is.
Yeah.
No, this was like a huge two-way beneficial thing for Stone Cold.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Like they've had Stone Cold, or were able to use him for so long, but now that he's got his show and it's on the USA Network, they're fucking. This guy's face is everywhere. I've seen it like 3 times since Raw started.
Dude, he's gonna have Gabriel Iglesias on there. That's gonna be a good one. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, next week.
I'm not getting sick of Stone Cold, but I just.
I just don't like using legends to help, like, force an opinion on a wrestler. Exactly. And that was used when he Skyped in to, like, fall in love with Seth Rollins.
That's my issue with it.
I mean, I don't like them using legends to begin with. I mean, every once in a while is fine, but if you think back to the, like, okay, I'm going to say the greatest moment or time span in wrestling, which was like the Attitude Era into the Ruthless Aggression in a lot of people's opinions. That era, you really didn't have, I mean, yeah, Hulk Hogan came around every once in a while, maybe Arn Anderson, but you didn't have that many legends coming back to support their roster. Their roster was solid by themselves, and they got themselves over.
Right.
Now we've got back-to-back contract signings, one Monday to the next. Like, it's like, fuck. Nobody wants to see it, man. Nobody cares. Just make the match happen. Contract signing thing happens way too often in WWE, and like this, why did it happen tonight at all? if it was just going to be Stone Cold.
He's not an enforcer. He's moderating the contract signing.
Yep, he's only there because it's MSG. I think it's Madison Square Garden next week, so they have to load it up.
He's only there because it works for Vince for loading up Madison Square Garden, and then on top of that, it helps him with his show. Yeah. I guarantee you, when he comes out, he is going to mention either him or Michael Cole is going to mention something about his show.
Of course he will.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but then you look at this Raw, and then the first whole half an hour, you just delete it from your memory because it never needed to happen. It did nothing for anybody.
Right.
September is usually a ratings grab anyway month because all the new shows are coming back, premieres and stuff.
I'm going to step off for a second. You're not going to see me for a hot minute. I'm going to mute because I've got to help Heather give Wendy her medicine.
Okay.
Bear with me. I'll be back.
Hey, Gina.
Yes.
I think that the reason they took the title off of Toni Storm is because they're either going to move her up to NXT on USA or else they're going to move her up to SmackDown.
That's I completely agree, and I also think that Tyler Bate, at least Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are going up to. Well, Pete Dunne's already in NXT, but I think Tyler Bate's coming up to NXT too, and possibly Trent Seven.
Yeah, I could see it too, especially with they're going to load those first couple shows up on NXT on USA just to front load it, and especially since and sorry for anyone who's seeing spoilers, but the fact that they brought up Rhea Ripley to NXT, says that they're going to bring up a bunch more now. So they're not going to do call-ups to the main roster. They're going to do call-ups from NXT UK to NXT.
Well, see, if it was me, I personally wouldn't do quote-unquote call-ups. I would actually rotate the rosters. Like, okay, we know that Rhea Ripley's there right now, but have Rhea Ripley go back to the UK for a little bit after, you know what I'm saying? Like, interchange your top talents in the UK with your top talents in NXT. That way you don't get an overloaded roster like what happened with Raw and SmackDown, and a depleted roster over in the UK. Like, I think that Jordan Devlin should come over for at least a couple of matches in regular NXT because the guy is great. He looks like Troll Finn Balor. He looks like Fergie Balin, but the guy is great in the ring. He's basically like Finn Balor 2.0.
Yeah, I've been a fan of his ever since the first tournament a couple years ago. I thought he was really good.
Yeah, he is like really, really good. So the Coffee Brothers would be great coming over facing maybe like oh God, what are the names? The three dudes that are over in NXT right now.
Oh, the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah. They would be good coming over facing them, just interchange them a little bit.
So they're living up to their name, the Forgotten Sons, because we all forgot about them.
Exactly.
I'm back, guys. You're sicking with Sipperton.
Aww.
Plaintiff.
China?
You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? Say hi.
Hi, Wendy.
She's waving too.
Say hi.
Oh.
God damn, kid. Drooly McDroolerson.
So happy.
I thought she farted again.
That was me. I'm catching her cold. She's making me sick.
Yeah.
And it all stems back to my daughter.
No, dude, you can say what you want, Sleeping Angels. You have your opinion matters as much here. And Gina agrees with you. I'm not gonna watch NXT UK, because I don't. I watched that one match. The finisher took me out of it. That's all I'll say. Probably not gonna watch the rest of the show just because I have time.
JP. if all else fails, don't watch the whole pay-per-view if you don't want to, but I highly suggest watching the Cesaro match because he's basically does an open challenge, and the guy that challenges him, you would not expect to be really good, but the match is really good.
Well,
like I haven't seen Cesaro in a match that good in a really long time.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because he was allowed to go, do whatever he wanted, and Cesaro can work with anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, and the guy that he like goes against is considerably smaller than him, but he's really, really good. So I mean the match is just it's great. It's nice to see Cesaro actually be able to go again and not be restricted.
Fucking horny goat. Ray and Walter should come out in a sealed off bubble filled with carbon monoxide.
Jesus basement.
Are you waving at people? Oh, you're pointing. Who are you pointing at?
You see
He's got to
yourself.
go back to work tomorrow. Things get back to normal.
Wendy.
She's looking right at your bubble.
She is.
She's a pretty girl. Bella misses you. Bella has been talking about that little girl nonstop since you guys left.
Yeah.
Then I told her that Wendy had a cold, and she says, "Aw," she says, "I wonder what she sounds like sneezing."
Did she sneeze there?
Probably, but Belle's probably forgot. I'm like, of all the things you can think of, child.
Right?
Yes, I am, Sleeping Angels. I will be live for SmackDown as well. Okay, please don't. Please don't. I don't know.
She's so tired. She just might sleep.
Gotta love that.
But
Oh, the New Japan World version of Royal Quest is way better. There's like it doesn't cut in and out.
yeah, Heather told me that today.
I tried to tell her. Cut me off, but I don't care.
So she said today, she says, I don't care. She goes, well, fine, fucker. Like, what?
Right?
I didn't mean it to sound mean. I just
I don't care. The only issue that they had was
I don't care. Hey,
yeah, the only issue that they had was like the first like 10 minutes of the show there's no commentary because they had audio issues, but they fix it and there was no like streaming issues like there were on Fight the other day. So
do I think Sasha interferes tonight? I don't think she's gonna beat up Bayley. I think she's gonna beat Becky up though.
I don't want to see a Bayley heel turn.
I just don't want to see Bayley at all.
I don't mind Bayley, but I do not believe with even an ounce of my soul that Bayley could pull off a heel turn. I don't think she's too nice. She's just too nice and she's too bubbly and smiley. And the only way that they would be able to pull off a heel turn with her, in my opinion, is if they would turn her into like a person that talks behind people's backs, but she can't be like a bitch or anything. It won't work.
Asshole.
You guys missed it. Oh, she's gonna repeat for you.
Come on, man. What did I do to you? Quit.
Jesus, Ricochet just went face down, ass up. Oh my God, he landed on his like neck, man. Jeepers, maneepers.
Maneepers?
Shut up. I knew somebody was going to catch that.
Come on. What? You're the one slamming my head into the wall.
We're officially 1 hour away from Raw being over. Yay!
What?
I think she's looking for the rest of your hair.
Yeah, Sleeping Angels. We were kind of talking about that earlier. How like they were planting seeds with Sasha and Bailey, because like you know damn well that if Sasha comes out and attacks Becky, like I said before, she's gonna come to Becky's aid.
Well, Sasha and Bailey not Sasha. Bailey and Becky are tag teaming tonight.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If it ends up that Sasha comes out and attacks Becky, then Bailey's gonna help Becky because Bailey's the good girl.
Right. I hope that is it title versus title? Well, no, it can't be title versus title. I have to make it.
That would be Basement's worst nightmare is if Walter and Rey Mysterio tag team together.
I have to
make a faction and add Zack Sabre Jr.
Hey, shut up.
They're gonna bring Rey on at the end. Big main event thing tonight.
You guys should have heard this asshole over here and how loud he screamed yes when Zack Sabre Jr. freaking what happened with him this past weekend. I'm not gonna say it because a lot of people haven't seen it yet, but
we spoiled everything else.
all I hear is I'm standing outside having a cigarette, and he is in my living room, which is at the back of my apartment. I am at the front of my apartment, and all I hear is yes. An asshole.
No.
Emotions gonna kick in soon.
Look, good thing I didn't say exactly what happens because Sleeping Angels hasn't seen the Japan event yet. Okada versus Minoru Suzuki is fantastic. That's all I'll say.
Well, we knew it was going to be considering the two involved.
Exactly. I mean, the whole event is pretty good, but that match alone is fucking great.
Right.
I mean, I believe that Ronda's on freaking the Total Divas though, because like WWE is going to use her in whatever way that they can in order to sell merchandise.
Yep.
But it's not just the merchandise they're looking to sell; they're also looking to get the butts and seats.
Yeah, there you go. I've been trying to think of like when I think that she's going to come back, and I don't know.
She might, because with everything that's going on, here, take your pappy instead of your hand. Everything that's going on in her life, I don't think this impregnation vacation is the right time.
Well, considering she just almost lost her finger, yeah, probably not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
she's gonna fight. Like Goldberg fights the Locker.
Oh God. So Ronnie, is that thing getting closer to Florida or what?
Right now, I mean, I saw your report and looked it up, and it was stalled, but we had some flickering at dinner time with the lights, so the winds have picked up.
Yeah, well, Brian said that the winds were starting to pick up a little bit where he is, but
yeah, he's about a half hour, 45 minutes from me, and I'm more on the coastal side with Daytona Beach. So they started the 6 o'clock tonight. Daytona Beach Airport was closed down. They started, of course, the state of emergency at noon, and then all the schools are shut down through the week here because they're using the shelters.
Right.
But they're showing that, I mean, we're not getting anything till like around 2, 3 in the afternoon tomorrow because of the stall, unless it picks up. Well,
God, I'm so mesmerized by that thing, but yet it's fucking terrifying when you watch the shit that's going on in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one forecaster, they say when it stalls like that and it starts moving again, it's either gained momentum or it's dying out, and you really can't tell till it starts moving again. So once
Right.
it's stalled, and with how slow it was moving, they couldn't even say. Right now,
Right.
at that point, it was saying that we were going to be Cat 4 at the time, and then once it got to Jacksonville, which is about 2 hours from me, it would be a Cat 3, and then when it got to Georgia and North Carolina, 2. But with it being stalled out there like that, it could still gain momentum before it hits.
Oh,
Which would put
hopefully
it up higher.
well, hopefully it dies. You know,
Yes.
like you know,
We're hoping.
that's the hope. It's been enough devastation already.
Yep, that's what we're hoping.
This match has been better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think they've finally realized, oh shit, this tournament's actually supposed to be our main focus, so let's give these guys
Right.
time.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I mean, even the Corbin Cedric match was decent, and the King of the Ring matches I've enjoyed watching the last couple weeks.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. It's just for a short while there, they weren't really giving them much time.
Right, that was at the time constraint.
And between not giving them much time and just like, you only do this with your match because it's not really that important because we're gonna have a tag team tournament at the same time. The fuck?
I could have sworn I just seen the ref's hand go down for a 3, and then he said it was only a 2 count.
It happens.
Don't
Well,
do
it's
that.
like
Don't do that.
Was like
Oh.
AEW when whose match was it?
Nice
And Kenny
one,
versus Pac, and the ref counted 3 because Pac didn't kick out.
Yeah.
The fuck are they doing?
With that, I have a feeling that Joe's winning.
That makes sense.
Damn, Joe's busted.
Yeah, I must have missed when he got busted open.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
I don't either. I was busy.
Apparently, both of their shoulders were down.
Oh my
Nobody
God,
knows who the winner is.
Joe won. Oh no, wait, because Ricochet's hands on him too.
Well, okay, so they're taking that cone. The referee grabbed the headset and said, "Did you see that? Okay, what did you see? Whatever." And then now they're taking it under an advisement. The match is over. There will be a ruling. They don't know.
They're going to have to continue it.
No, it's over.
Triple threat.
But how is it over? Because they both had their arms on each other.
Like you said, they're going to take it into a advisement, and there's going to be a ruling.
Yeah, they counted both of them.
Right, but if you look at their arms, like Joe has his arm across Ricochet, and Ricochet has his arm across Joe, and they did it at the exact same time. So
the ref made the right call by counting 3, but he didn't know who he was counting 3 on. That's what I don't understand. Why?
I wish they would show a recount.
If that's the case, Dory, then Baron Corbin's in the finals. The draw just means that nobody wins.
Bless you.
I wouldn't say it's a fuck finish. I would say that I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I don't understand why they just didn't restart the match.
Well, they're taking it under advisement.
Yeah.
That's all he said. There will be a ruling. They just don't know what that ruling will be.
See, look, both of their arms are, yes, same time.
Yeah, I just saw it too. I'm like, yeah.
Unless they're going to say they're going to do a rematch tomorrow on SmackDown.
They could. I could see
But
that. Yeah.
why would they do that?
Well, I'm just saying it's going to be kind of impossible for them to come up with a ruling on that one because they were both literally pinning each other. Their arms were on each other at the same time.
Do a triple threat.
Oh, yeah, I suppose they could do that.
Triple threat.
Because Baron's already moved forward, and then just have those two, and then just have the one, because it was going to be one match anyway. Just have it as a triple threat.
Yeah. Why does Seth Rollins have one spot in between his testicles that is just like solid hair and the rest is sporadic?
Fuck this shit. Whatever.
Wendy was just dancing to that.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. If they do a triple threat, why? Why do it? That makes no sense. Please explain why they. What's? I don't understand. I just don't. Whatever.
It's WWE. We're not supposed to understand.
It's true. It's true.
WWE makes up the rules.
It's true. I can't stand watching the commercials, man. I can't stand watching that stuff.
It's like watching the ASPCA commercials.
Yeah.
Could they stop referring to Stone Cold as the Stone Cold? That'd be great.
That would be great.
Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah, fuck them. And then they go to a fucking Connor's Cure commercial. Yeah. It's just their order of things just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing they could do too is they could have another match next week, and the winner of that then faces Baron, and because the person already wrestled that night, which will put Baron in a better predicament with moving forward.
Yeah.
Because the other person had already wrestled. So, I mean, that's another possibility they could go with.
I hate this.
Oh, okay. That commercial was fucking adorable.
The Connor's Cure commercial?
Yeah. With Roman at the end.
Why did they green screen it in a hospital?
Why? I just don't want them fucking. I don't.
Holy fuck.
Hi.
Jesus, JP.
I'm sorry.
JP.
I just the shit that they put on TV today. Like I can't even watch those fucking. It's what. I mean, it's like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Say everything's gonna be okay? Kid can't fucking hear me.
It's very similar to the Sarah McLachlan animal commercials.
It's to raise awareness.
It's fine, but I just what do you want me to do?
I mean, I get what you're saying because, like, okay, I have to turn it every single time Sarah McLachlan and those animals come on with the freaking ass commercials. I'm like, I can't watch it. I can't because I start crying every fucking time.
Well, it's not. I don't start crying. It's just like I don't want to see that shit on my TV and make me feel like an asshole. So if I don't see it, then I don't feel like an asshole. But I feel I'm not. I don't care.
No, you just start crying.
It could be the Temptation Island commercials because that apparently is coming back next month.
Oh God!
I'll be turning the fucking channel for that shit.
Woohoo!
Trek's favorite show.
Oh shit!
No, it is.
I watched it last year with I want to say it was Brian that was watching it with me, and we were laughing our fucking asses off the entire time because they were so fucking stupid.
I'm sorry if I sound like an asshole, but I just don't want to see this shit.
It's because he is. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It doesn't even make me sad. It don't. It's life. Life happens.
It's like,
it
JP,
sounds
where
horrible.
is your heart?
It sounds horrible. It does. It's a part of life. I've seen shit.
I get what you're saying though. Like there's only so
die
it's everywhere you turn. It's like this. You gotta feel sad for this, feel sad for that, and
well,
it's difficult to do
okay.
that.
Some people aren't empaths. You know, like me. I'll cry at the drop of a dime for nothing, for fucking anything. Okay, like the stuff that's going on in the Bahamas, can't control it, but my heart aches for them because like I'm an empath. I feel other people's pain. A little bit.
I used to do that until I stopped
You
caring.
went numb. Yeah.
Just like but like I mean, it is me sitting here and sobbing and shit accomplishes absolutely nothing.
Basement, have you become so numb?
So dead inside.
Can you feel her there?
I hate you. I don't know. I just feel like if it's far removed enough from me, then I have to. The acceptable reaction has to be faked by me, and I'd rather not do that.
See, yeah, I feel too much. I'm a fucking pansy.
No, I don't care about them either. Lifestyles. Don't feel bad.
Double Vince. That's funny.
We should all feel sorry for this man's career.
I already do. The fucking buzzard's looking at him like you are the dumbest motherfucker I know.
This shit is funny as fuck.
It's not. How is that funny?
Yes, it is. I'm easily entertained.
I have no idea. And then the crowd's sitting on their hand.
Love it.
Samoa Joe and Ricochet.
What the fuck?
Hold on. So it is triple threat.
Yep. So
There's your.
there's the ruling.
That is not how you do a tournament. Would I look at that? I would rather look at a soldering iron going through my eyeball than look at that. That was a terrible decision. I would have just restarted the match like Gina said. Every time that happens from now on, they should both win. Every time that fucking happens. In anything. If it happens during a championship match, they're both champions. Just saying.
Well, I mean, Bray Wyatt did say see you in hell. I think we're already there.
Huh?
See you in hell. That's just funny.
And then John Cohen plays it off like, well, them two do have like a history, but where's Walter? Up your ass, Weinstein. That's where Walter is.
Face him.
What's your
next week?
What's
your
your
face?
What's your passion? Fucking dick.
That was the worst fucking announcement from a referee I have ever heard. Next week, you're gonna face them.
You're gonna face both of them.
How in any way is that fair to Baron Corbin?
It's not.
Oh God, no! Kill me.
Where do you know for a fact you're gonna Ricochet in the finals?
Well, like I said, if from now on, if you have a match that ends like that, they're both champions. If it's a championship match. Stupid decision. This should not have been. They should have, like Gina said, they should have just restarted the match.
I'm sure you had a father and son moment, licking each other's fucking taint.
What?
I just don't. This show sucks.
I haven't minded it, but then again, I'm laughing at 90% of it. So, sorry, Bobbitt. What?
I was saying.
Oh, sorry. I thought
we liked the match. We just didn't like the booking decision with it. But like I said, it's WWE's logic.
Yes, señorita.
No, think about it, Charlie. Please, for a second.
Bray, quit staring at her tits, dude. God damn, what are you doing? He was staring at her boobs for a little bit.
Whose boobs?
Charlie's.
Who was staring at Charlie's boobs?
Rey Mysterio.
Well, he's like a fucking 10-year-old kid. Any teenager gets.
Well, they're kind of like right at eye level too. So.
Why society? I don't understand why you're putting weird shit in the chat. What are you saying? I can understand people. So
weird. She's like, yeah, he was staring at my tits that were worth the money.
Cesaro flew back already? It's only a one-day trip. You make it sound like it takes 10 days to get back to the United States.
Yeah. And
hours.
Takeover was Saturday evening, so he probably flew back yesterday. It only takes what like
7 hours.
7 hours to get because they were in Wales, I think.
Cardiff.
It took us 12 hours to fly from Chicago to Munich.
Yeah, it only takes 19 hours to fly from where I'm at to like Australia.
That sounds terrible. 19 hours flight.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
It only takes 19 hours.
But no, I'm just saying like less than a day's flight. So you know damn well that Cardiff is gonna be like maybe a third of that, if even.
Yeah, it only takes so it might take 8 hours because I think it takes
probably
the jet lag though. He's got 1 day to sleep it off.
I don't even know if they get jet lag anymore. They fly so much.
I have jet lag. I did have jet lag because I did not sleep on the plane. I can't sleep on planes. So if the jet lag, if you sleep that whole next day or whatever, you're fine.
Well, I'm assuming that he probably left Cardiff right after his.
Yeah. He probably flew back right away.
Yeah,
it's also not like he's putting in 7 hours of actual work. He goes in and wrestles 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, his match was the second or third on the card that night, so he was still pretty early in the evening. So I assume he probably just left after that and flew right back.
Yeah, the jet lag. I didn't have that bad of jet lag. I was just really tired. Everybody else, they knew, when my commanders, Sergeant Baker here, has been up for 48 hours because I was booking flights up to the last minute for everybody because we have fucking idiots. So I had to fucking book every flight and I didn't get to sleep, and I can't sleep on a plane because planes fucking freak me out. So
I love going. I've only been on one once, but I loved it.
One day you get 1 day good.
The only I wouldn't be able to sleep on a flight that was going overseas because the idea of flying over an ocean just terrifies me.
Imagine how I felt. I get anxiety on planes. Really.
Yeah.
Last time I was on a plane was 9/11. We were down in Disney. Austin was 2. I haven't been on a plane since.
I flew right at the March right after 9/11.
Yep, it was that weekend before.
I would prefer to drive wherever I go.
But I tell you what, I would rather fly over the ocean than freaking be on a boat.
Yeah, because a hurricane might get you.
Well, I mean, you never know what kind of tropical storm is going to kick up in the ocean if you're down, in the tropics, or if you're on a boat in the north region, then you never know when a fucking iceberg is going to come out of nowhere like Titanic.
Like an RKO.
Exactly.
I was talking to Justin, the one that does all the traveling with the cruises and that, and he says normally they steer or they reroute the boats.
Oh yeah, they have advanced systems or advanced machines that tell them where the systems are and stuff. But tidal waves, you can't predict a tidal wave. Okay, that scares me.
Look at these two fucking jackoffs in front. Fucking, they look like fucking the Mean Street Posse.
I really like Cesaro's new entrance.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of goes with his strong man type mentality. That and you can't go wrong with a tracksuit.
Well, if you're in a boat, you do drive across the ocean in Life Society. Just saying.
If you're on a ferry, because you can drive your car on ferries.
Just maybe back and forth a few feet, but that's.
Well, yeah, but technically you can sit in your car while on a ferry, even if you're not moving, because the ferry is moving.
Right. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, just keep getting your car and keep on driving 2 inches forward, 2 inches backward.
Finally get her on. I don't know what this means. She's dead. Well, we better take her to the hospital. Apparently, she just said Wendy's dead. No, she's not. She just finally got her to sleep. She's been hard to get to sleep. She slept for 2.5 hours today, though. I think that helped. Heather actually got to lay down for about an hour today. And everything gets back to normal. Whatever normal is. Well, it gets back to normal for me. That is true. While having coffee with somebody who's driving across the ocean. So who did Cesaro take on at the show? Gina? Talk.
I know he did an open challenge. I can't think of the guy's name.
Oh, fucking God, did the Miz miss that. Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Did you let Dragunov?
Dragunov, yeah.
What kind of name is that? Okay, I got you. You don't need to keep fucking. Cesaro's gonna lose this match for no reason. I hope he wins. He's Russian. I figured that much with the Dragunov thing. Thank you. I just don't care. He doesn't do the whole neck thing anymore, huh? Well, here goes Miz doing the figure four. Oh. Cesaro will never be a babyface, ever. And the Miz should never be. Should have never. That Cesaro should have won this. Sorry. But then again, he is taking on Nakamura. What?
The Hawk.
Becky doesn't like anybody. Why is she being all friendly with fucking Bayley? But just because they're tagging together? If I was Becky, I'd be like, let me do all the work and you just stand there.
I mean, it seems kind of like the past couple of weeks they might be steering Becky more towards like a face mentality.
She needs to drop the man gimmick.
She needs to drop the man gimmick.
Agreed.
She can't be the man anymore. Ric Flair trademarked that.
Yep.
I literally don't think that is a shoot. A word. That is a shoot.
I mean, he had it on his Twitter.
Huh?
He actually put it out on his Twitter.
I know he did.
be the man, you gotta beat the man. Could you picture Becky versus fucking Ric Flair?
Oh,
For the breaking of the man.
You look at Cesaro as a face and it's laughable. He can't fucking do it. He can't do it.
I am really aggravated with the way that this ended because I was really, really, really hoping that Cesaro would win so that they would actually give him a push on his own for once.
Well, here's the thing, Gina. How are you going to have The Miz lose when he's facing Shinsuke?
For the title.
Oh, well, that's fucking stupid then because, like, Cesaro is a Raw superstar. Oh, my God.
Why do you think I've been saying I don't fucking want to see the shit? They had, and we talked about this Friday, they had a feud built for Shinsuke, but they didn't fucking pull the trigger. They took a left fucking turn.
Yeah. For dumb.
Hey, it wasn't dumb having him lose there. It would have been dumb for him to fucking... It wouldn't have been dumb. But if anything, I would have had Shinsuke interfere and cost him the match. That's how he could lose. But they won't do that.
I just want Cesaro to finally
agree,
push.
And this is what I'm saying. The match shouldn't have happened.
Agreed.
Half the matches tonight, besides the King of the Ring matches, should not have happened tonight. Like, I do not fucking care about... I don't care. There's nothing on the show that I care about. Nothing. The wrestling's been good, but I do not fucking care about any of the matches that happen.
It kind of just seems like they're just kind of aimlessly running around until they do the Fox switchover. But you got to make people invested before you do that switchover.
Agreed. And I don't like how that's... They shouldn't do throwaway shows on holidays. Ever. Dory. Ever. Treat it like any other fucking show.
No show should be treated as a throwaway.
If you're going to do a throwaway show on a fucking holiday, then why even fucking have the fucking show?
Exactly. You might as well make it a clip show.
It makes no sense.
If you think about it, like the holidays are when they should be trying to aim to do the best shows because like people okay, think about it. Any holiday in America, because we like to eat, any holiday, whether it's Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever, people have been sitting around eating pretty much all day. So what are they going to do in the evening? They're going to be plopped in front of their TV, watching TV, scanning through the channels. So if you want to make a good show, holidays are the way to do it.
Exactly.
Right, and if it's a throwaway show, then why don't they just give the talent that day off?
Exactly.
Yeah, just make it a clip show.
I mean, make it worth their while. They could spend it with their family.
Well, that's what they used to do on Raw. I think it was around Christmas or New Year's. They wouldn't even do a show. They just do like the best of the year or said that. And then now they have to say, oh, it's 52 weeks a year. We don't go for clip shows. It's like, yeah, not now as you used to.
Oh, this fucking idiot again. Idiot. Yeah.
Where the hell has Alexa Bliss been?
She's been on.
Yeah.
Was she on last week? Because I don't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I thought maybe she took time off or got injured again. I didn't remember her on last week. Oh, never mind. There she is right there.
No,
I'm behind. I just seen her.
Well, of course the show has been done. But to say that, well, usually holiday shows should be a throwaway, they shouldn't be. If they're going to just treat them as throwaways, then why even have the fucking show? It makes no sense. Labor Day really isn't even a fucking holiday. You know what it is?
It's a day off.
It's a day off. That's it. Christmas is a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when Labor Day is essentially a day where people that work for a living get that one day a year where they don't have to do anything. That's all Labor Day
maybe
is.
that's what they did with some of the wrestlers, which is why we see a bunch of matches that make no sense.
You're right. I can't disagree. But I'm just saying. But everybody understands what I'm saying, right? To say that, well, it's a holiday show, it's just throw it away. Then why even fucking do it?
I lump it in with them because they tend to, like, anytime it's a holiday for anybody else, it's like a garbage pile.
Well, and you know, like their Christmas, like when they have shows on Christmas, it kind of really pisses me off because they always have.
They shouldn't.
They always have this.
I'm going to say this.
Where they have like freaking, you know, food fights or whatever with people dressed up as like a fucking reindeer and Santa and all this other shit when they could just give the talent off.
I think they do give a lot of the talent
they did
off,
this
and I
last
think
year.
they should feature like the couple people that want to be there.
So my thing, they used to sell out. They used to do shows on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. People were looking to do something. You go listen to Jim Cornette, Bruce Pritchard. They used to do that where they had a show that wasn't essentially on TV, but they did like a house show or something. And some of those shows, especially in the territories, it was one of their biggest nights ever. Where they would pull the trigger on a fucking title change or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's the benefit of alternating talent, like not having the same people on every fucking show, because they get days off, they get weeks off. They don't necessarily need the holiday off if they've had a full week and a half off from working.
Well, and that's another thing too, with as big as a roster as they have on both shows, there is no reason why the main talent should be having to work every week, holidays, all this other stuff, and they're be more prone to injuries because they should be able to take a day off here or a day off there, you know.
Come, Sasha.
And they literally can, like we were saying earlier, they don't have a mid card. They just have a bunch of main eventers that parade in the mid card for a bit. Like, you have enough talent to not have everybody there every night.
Exactly.
Even worse than that, they're putting SmackDown people on Raw and SmackDown and fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I remember correctly, was it last year that people thought that it was either last year or the year before Matt Hardy's wife was pissed, so we found out there was a USA call, USA Network.
So again, we're having this. So USA dictates to fucking WWE what they do and don't do. I find that hard to believe.
I mean, it doesn't take much to get Rebby pissed about anything.
It really doesn't.
No, that's true. Like what they did last year was they should do that, but I wouldn't have done a fucking show on Monday and then had next week's show the same fucking night. I would have fucking taken out one of the live shows and done a taping there. That makes more sense.
There you go.
Having the crowd sit through 8 hours of fucking wrestling is like having the fans sit through 8 hours of WrestleMania.
They should do like a year in review, and some of the dark matches that happened that they televised throughout the year, showcase those. Like do the best matches of the year and put that on the holiday. That'll get views. And nobody has to be there for that shit.
I could get behind big time.
I completely agree, because some of the best selling stuff that WWE has put out was do you guys remember they used to sell the DVDs? It's on the network now, but do you remember they used to sell the DVDs of like the most shocking moments of all time, or the best heels of all time?
If they used to have PW, all of those things. Like, how we went through that list that made no sense? Have WWE do their own list, but strictly for their own talent, and have it be at the end of the year or the beginning of the new year, which would be, the holiday that they get, either Christmas or New Year's.
Yeah.
They used to, but they don't. They used to. They used to. And that tribute to the troops was always a week before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or have the talent, like when they have time, throw in an extra match and get it recorded. When they're at live shows, and then collect all of those matches.
They do it constantly.
Exactly. Air them.
They tend to break
during the
holidays. Still, you can edit that away.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't necessarily. They let them break kayfabe because those dark matches are exactly that. They're just kind of throwaway matches used for fun, kind of just to get the talent, make sure that they're staying active or whatever. But
I remember watching a SmackDown live that was terrible live, and then at the end they put on a dark match that was the best match of the night, and unfortunately nobody got to see it, and it was like a street fight between like top tier talent.
So Why Society said, wasn't there a report that USA came up with the idea for the 24/7 belt? Yes, that's true. But they said Vince probably said, well, then you come up with the fucking idea to fucking fill the time. So they did. That's what they threw at it. So yes, that was the one idea that stuck, besides the other 200 that they gave him that was complete shit.
Yeah.
The 24/7 belt idea, it's complete shit.
Everything is speculation from my end, because I don't know.
Ace, did AEW say that they're going to be on Christmas and New Year's? Because just because it falls on a Wednesday does not necessarily mean that they're going to be on.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either, because like Cody and Brandy are very, very strong on like family values and shit. So
I can see them do a highlight show.
I think that they should do a best of,
Or don't they have a working relationship with like a smaller?
AAA, and then they
showcase
have
talent that's on them, or showcase guys that want to be there to get that limelight that are lower on the roster.
Yeah, I don't really see that company in particular doing like Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's Eve shows, because most of them have families.
I think it's too early for them to do it.
And they're small. They're small, right?
And TNT runs that Christmas story for 24 hours with TBS.
So they won't be on at all.
Yeah.
At least not for Christmas. Now, New Year's Day, who cares? Let them be on.
Then you got football.
I can watch football then.
Yeah, it's more to do with like anything that's like a family-centric holiday, because New Year's is not a family-centric holiday.
No,
it's a holiday for when you're younger.
That's what I'm trying to get at. New Year, Christmas. Yes, that I can understand. New Year's Day, I mean, yes, you got your football is on, and then you're not going to win the ratings that night. But
again, it's TNT, and they do run the sporting events, and like I said, Christmas, along with TBS, they run that 24-hour Christmas story.
Right. So. On TNT, they do run it 24 hours. They don't do anything on New Year's Day. They don't have any sporting events on New Year's Day.
No, and New Year's Day, I mean, most people are at home recovering from New Year's Eve on New Year's Day, so...
Yeah. Well, not me, I don't drink.
Yeah!
On certain days, and why.
What?
I don't know why everybody's laughing. It's not funny.
That's hilarious.
JP uses that logic. He doesn't drink on days that end in Y.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Oh, stupid fly.
But the one thing that I don't know why is I don't know why Tribute to the Troops is on Christmas. It doesn't need to be on Christmas.
Yeah, I
Like,
noticed that they did that too.
Tribute to the Troops should happen anytime, any place.
Yeah.
It should happen more than once a year, mine.
I agree.
Well, yeah, because like Tribute to the Troops used to happen a week before Christmas because they would actually go overseas to Iraq.
Now they don't even go overseas anymore. Well,
they don't even
they really can't anymore. They really can't anymore.
Well, not after it happened. Not with that, but
not with
they
ISIS.
had they had one of their women over there got assaulted.
Yeah, and to ISIS is not. They don't care if you're fucking having a show or not.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be around whenever? It shouldn't be around a certain time. It should just be whenever. Do they have to do just one tribute to the troops? Can't they do more? I mean, I wouldn't.
Here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. Why they have those red shirts thanking the troops that like everybody was wearing on Fridays forever after 9/11, right? Are you just going to wear that red shirt on a Friday, or let's say if it's a Tuesday and you want to wear that shirt, is it wrong to wear it on a Tuesday?
Veterans Day is the perfect day to have, but that's usually on a Tuesday, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So SmackDown, yes, but I think that I don't think it should just be on tradition. Yes, I understand traditions, but really, tribute to the troops should happen more often, or just not on any set specific time.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Doesn't matter when it comes on. I'm probably not going to watch it after this Raw.
I haven't watched the tribute to the troops in so long. I watch enough wrestling as it is.
You know what though? The last tribute, I watched it last year, and it was not very good. Like they used to go all out for tribute to the troops, but then again, the last one that I had watched previously to that, they were still in Iraq, like they were overseas. So having them not be overseas, cramped in a small, like they were in like an airplane hangar or something, it was just weird.
No, why does it have to, again, why does it have to be on Memorial Day? Why does it have to be on Independence Day? Why does it have to be on Veterans Day?
Why does it have to be a holiday?
Why does it have to be, exactly, why does it have to be a holiday?
Right. I think the main point of it is because they're away from the families. So I think that's why December's always been the time.
I get it.
Because of them being away.
I get it, but they're also away from their families 2 weeks after Christmas, too.
Right, and that's why I'm saying.
I think it's just because like Christmas is just a really hard time for a lot of people to be away from their families.
I think every day is a really hard time to be away from your family.
Yes, JP, you are correct.
Look, I lived through it. I'm just saying. I'm one saying you're right. Day, I get it. They're actually turning her fucking heel.
Who?
Interesting.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about yet.
Why is she wearing high heels?
Yeah, they're.
What the fuck?
That had to actually hurt in the back because, like, the heel kind of came.
Dory's been spot on with these calls the last couple nights.
I mean, those heels do make Sasha's ass look pretty good, though. I'm not gonna lie. And the jumpsuit, yeah.
Don't want to watch it. Wow, Heather really hates Becky Lynch. Jesus. He doesn't even want to watch fucking Stone Cold.
Oh, she's on tonight?
Do you really? That makes no fucking sense to turn Charlotte face. What, just because they turned Bailey face? Or heel?
I told you Bailey was going to freaking come to the rescue of Becky.
Doesn't make any sense, man.
Oh, yeah, she came to the rescue of Becky with a fucking chair to the back.
By bigging up Sasha and Becky's feud, we will lay waste to any chance Bailey has at doing anything. Look at her angry face. Fucking dumbass.
The fuck?
Oh my god.
Okay, so
she looks like a fucking
Bailey. All right.
smiling Mrs. Potato.
Like, how does this make sense? How does this fucking make sense? Look at her, she's fucking smiling.
It don't make sense. So,
she's Mr. Potato Head.
Sasha, are you proud of me now? Are you proud of me? Huh? Fuck you.
So my question is on this. My question is on this. Charlotte, if they turn her face, is the dumbest thing that what they just did just now, pretty fucking stupid. Because now you're going to have two heels fighting for the fucking SmackDown Women's title.
I mean, Bailey as a heel, though, it's not going to work. Right now, she looks like a desperate child seeking her mother's approval.
Yep. Agreed. I don't know. I'm not gonna, I need to let it sink in for a few minutes.
Yay.
Well, kind of excited for this. Ability. You're excited to see Bailey as a heel? I'd rather take a shit
and eat it
and wipe my ass with a fucking pine cone than fucking see Bailey as a fucking heel.
That's graphic.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I don't see how
I tried to do this before and she failed miserably because she is too nice of a person.
I mean, some people
it's too much all at once. Sasha just came back and turned.
Yeah.
I mean, some people just can't pull off the heel, and Bailey is one of them. Now maybe she will surprise me. I highly fucking doubt that.
Did you see she had that fucking smile on her face when she was hitting her with the chair? Like, this is
all of a sudden I love this. Fuck the kids.
But that's what I was saying. But the way that she was looking up, the way that she was looking back at
thing with Rhonda, because Rhonda kept coming out with that smile, and they kind of had to get that scowl back on her face. And I mean, she'd come out with smiling during her promos. So maybe it's something they can work with Bailey on.
I don't know, maybe,
it
but it
takes away from Sasha's turning Bailey, in my opinion.
To me, it just takes away from Bailey because right now, like I said, she looks like a pathetic child seeking her mother's approval because she keeps on hitting her and she doesn't have a menacing look on her face. She has this look like, "Are you proud of me, mommy? Are you proud of me?" Like that.
As a champion, why is she listening to the champion list?
I don't know.
I don't understand I don't understand this at all.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
I do not think she's going to shock anybody, Dory. I'm sorry.
She's not going to shock me at all.
She would be fired from porn for her acting.
I will be pleasantly surprised if she does, but I doubt it.
Not happy.
She needs to get rid of the side pony. She needs to get rid of the Macho Man Randy Savage bullshit with her gear. She needs to change every fucking thing.
Well, I don't.
She's not going to.
I don't know if she's gonna do it. Getting rid of the ponytail, yes, but getting rid of the Macho Man.
She's got to.
Right
she's got to. I'm sorry. Got to
right.
get rid of the Bailey buddies. They're dead.
She needs a complete revamp, just like Sasha did.
Her whole entrance music needs to stop. Her entrance, or fucking balloon kids, or whatever the fuck they are.
What did Corey Graves used to call him? The happy inflatable. No, it wasn't Corey Graves. It was Byron.
So she's gonna come out in full leather next week. So she's gonna be into S&M now.
That's the dark makeup and the goth look.
Wielding
I don't want to fucking see that.
As a fan of Bailey's ass, I'm totally down for her being in leather pants. But otherwise,
no clothes on.
don't want her to open her mouth because it'll come out as what did I turned heel, and then she's gonna start fucking crying because she turned heel, and I just
This is gonna be her promo tomorrow. You know what, Becky? I'm sorry, but it had to be done.
Somebody had to do it.
You asked for it.
Fucking hell, man.
This is something that you've just been asking for, and she is going to be smiling the entire time, and I'm going to want to punch her in the fucking face.
I already want to punch her in the face. So where are we going to go from here?
Violent. We're a violent bunch.
I just said
acting is so bad, man. She's
have her come out with the Jericho spike jacket.
Oh God.
So that being said, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to say this. The match of the night was the first match of the King of the Ring. And the segment of the night was definitely not at the end.
The second match of the King of the Ring.
I
hope Bayley comes out and calls herself the Potato.
I'm not even gonna respond to anything. I don't even know what the segment of the night would be. There really wasn't one.
I mean, I'd say out of anything, match of the night was the first one. I agree with you, but segment of the night, I don't know.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. The contract signing.
The what?
All I can think of was the only segment I can think of was the contract signing.
That was probably the dumbest thing they did tonight.
No, I know.
Get to see it again.
Yeah, we get to see it again next week.
Right.
So I
don't know, man.
What about you guys? What about you guys going on?
Potato Plex.
King of the Ring matches, because like I said, they've been good. I just didn't like the outcome with Joe and Ricochet.
Yeah, Joe Ricochet didn't make any sense. And then to have them make the decision that they did should not be a triple threat.
Yeah. Well, and like
I said, every time that happens from now on, if it's a championship match, they're both champions.
They're both right? But you know that's the logic gap. It's not going to happen. It's going to be we're going to restart the match.
I get that, and then see WWE will think, well, we're not smart, we forgot, and then they'll do it, and then we'll come back to it and be like, well, you did this in the King of the Ring. How does this make sense?
Well, then they'll say, well, that was a tournament match, and that's not a championship match.
There's no tie in a tournament. Somebody has to win.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to win that match. That don't make sense. Triple threat is not the way to go.
And for what reason? You know what I mean? Like, are they gonna make the two losers of the triple threat get into a feud with each other that goes nowhere?
Right.
Right, which will probably end up being Joe and Ricochet.
Yep.
Right. I know. No, you're good, Dory. I just don't see Bayley being worthy of. It's terrible. And now they just made her even worse.
It's not going to change.
No.
She is not going to change.
Oh, you didn't get us heated. Why would you get us heated?
We would have been we would have been heated about this regardless. I mean, it's just it's kind of a ridiculous move.
It makes no sense. So yeah.
But now you kind of wonder what's going to come up for SmackDown, because you got the two matches tomorrow. Are they going to pull something tomorrow with one of those matches, especially the Elias match? Because that's the one everyone seems to be.
Well, if they do it 2 nights in a row, then fuck. Why are they even fucking doing this?
Yeah.
So, but that being said, I'm going to end the show. Basement, what did you think? What was your match of the night?
The first King of the Ring match, and I'd say followed by the second King of the Ring match, though the ending made no sense.
Yeah.
Segment of the night, I don't fuck everything.
Yeah.
We all know you liked the Ray segment.
At least it was short.
Like
no
him.
Pun intended.
Trek, what about you?
I agree with everybody else. The two King of the Ring matches were the best two of the night. The first one being the best, and then the segments were just like dragging their feet. The wrestling was good, but the booking was shit, just like last week.
Yeah. Bobbitt? Good talk.
I was gonna say
First, the two matches I enjoyed the most was the two King of the Ring matches.
Okay. What about the segment? Did you pick a segment? Okay.
I don't know. Sasha and Becky. I don't know. I don't care.
Sasha and Becky? Sound like you.
And Bailey, I think he said.
Well, whatever. It's fine. I get it. But that was. I now have a headache after watching that. So that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for being here. Tomorrow night we get SmackDown. If they make the same decisions tonight or tomorrow night that they did tonight, I'm going to throw myself off my balcony.
Can I come?
I know I'm going to be throwing myself off the fucking balcony, so I'm taking that back. So, oh my god. So absolute utter trash. All right. You guys have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
I thought Raw was like a 10 almost.
The fuck did we watch for 3 hours?
I don't. We watched
dyslexia is coming in.
glorified. We watched an old Nitro.
It was a lot of filler. It was 90% filler.